Yeah. All right, guys, what you're listening to right now is a sound check. I don't want to do that.
Sound check.
A sound check, yeah.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
If you're hearing the
a partridge in a pear tree.
Sound stylings right there. That's Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy.
Well, tell them, though. Everyone on the sidewalk out here at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar fell down there on Central Avenue. Just close to Can you hear me?
Love it. All right. I'm going to share it to all these groups really quick.
By the way, if you're listening to this right now, share the show, please. Let's maximize this effort. Let's get this tail back to dog. Let's have a little fun here on a little pregame show. Get ready to run them right up to Sunday Night Football there on NBC with your Buccaneers in Dallas to play the Dallas Cowboys.
How about that, huh? How about that? The 6-8 Dallas Cowboys. All right, sounds good. All right. Share to all those places out there tonight. I'll go ahead and highlight it so I can get some people. I don't want to.
I don't want to make you nervous, but there's people watching this right now. I see the numbers on Facebook. They're going crazy.
Oh, look at that. How about that?
Actually, it's slow, but they went down. Please share the show.
All right, let's share it to... I'm just sharing it right now. That's what I'm hearing.
It's like your Facebook platform.
Look at that.
What kind of sharing are you doing?
Oh, well, you got music in the background here.
Oh, yeah, we got to make sure
love that. We got comments as we speak.
Let's go. Read a comment for a sound check.
Well, you got Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
That's Roger's shoe.
Roger.
It over.
What?
Acknowledgement.
Now, my friend.
Maybe Roger's Spike Clayton. He should have been one of the Spike Clayton.
He's off the Bears bandwagon.
Ooh, well, after today's performance, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
That Thunder Ride did not be off. He might be jumping.
Yes. I feel so bad, though, for him. That's all right. We'll come on to the dark side. We got you.
Always room for Roger.
Yes. Always.
You got to acknowledge it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to try to share it to some other places here really quick. Facebook, the Gestapo will allow it. There we go. Right there. I better stop while I'm ahead. Oh, look at that. How about those Bucs, baby? Yeah, absolutely. Good friend TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network. I'm going to share what he just texted me.
He just texted you?
He did.
He didn't text me.
He texted me.
Wow.
We may be on Monday night. We have a Victory Monday.
No.
You know, because Christmas is Wednesday.
Yes.
Christmas Eve.
I'm busy that night. I got a lot of deliveries to make.
I bet you do.
UPS, we don't stop until the mission is through. And UPS, every package has a name.
Yes. And by the way, we can hear it. We know that we're talking over the music. Hopefully the music's not too loud. But we're just, doing a sound check. We're kind of just relaxed here. Let me turn up my mic a little bit.
It's beautiful out here today.
Yeah.
Can you turn my mic up? Oh, you did?
I did. Gotta have it tonight. I agree, Christopher Cole. We'll continue to read these comments. We got time 25 seconds until the evolution. Are you excited, Todd Bowles? It is. How about those Bucs?
How about them Bucs, baby?
Yeah, baby. 10 seconds. Here we go. To the intro.
No.
Everybody's like, this is so long.
7, 6.
It's worth the wait, my friend.
4,
Here it comes. Here we go.
1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, live here from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Best of the Bays, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. And how do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them. So here it is, Bucs Nation. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense as we get you ready for Bucs versus the Dallas Cowboys. And right now the Bucs on a winning streak here after disposing of the supposed top scoring defense and the LA Chargers in impressive fashion, 40-17. Playoff implications. Playoffs. Tampa Bay. Ray, welcome to the Evolution.
They are on a heater. And look to continue it. And what should always be all the trappings of a trap game, right?
Yes.
You're in Dallas.
Yes.
They had our number. They knocked Tom Brady's career out of whack when they beat us in the wild card 2 years back, but we beat them on opening night the year before. But they're hurt. They're a hurt dog. But at the end of the day, the way this Buccaneers team's performing from top to bottom, do you expect anything but consistency?
Absolutely. And right now, getting hot at the right time. Once again on Sunday Night Football, with being on the road, and I called this team the Road Warriors. 5-2, they continue that. And I asked the question, I'm going to continue to ask the question, what was more impressive? I asked the great TJ Reeves, the media icon, which, by the way, we talked about in that little pregame meeting that we had for about 5 minutes. He just texted me and said, consequently, the Dallas Cowboys have been eliminated from playoff contention in care of the Washington Commanders. So sorry about your damn luck, Cowboy fans. Yes. As once again, the Cowboys coming into this game at 6-8. They get a big-time win over the Carolina Panthers, 30-14. Of course, the loss of Dak Prescott has definitely somewhat hurt them. Big-time quarterback they pay, but Cooper Rush looking good last week, throwing for 3 touchdowns. Rico Dowdle, yes, over 149 yards. And, of course, you got C.D. Lamb, and this Cowboy team, oh, by the way, is playing better defensively, although a lot of people would say, well, that's kind of that's not really true because they played the Giants and they played the Panthers.
Should have been get-right games, and they barely got right. And you still without Lawrence on the D-line, you had Diggs out the rest of the year in the secondary. And without Dak Prescott, the offense has it's like that commercial for the guy in a commercial was selling insurance where he's the balloon and he hits the light and all the air comes out. Yes. Seems like the air came out of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, even before the injury to Dak Prescott.
And I got my drink here. That's what you're seeing right there. So let me go ahead and put that away. And of course, we got open phone lines if you want to get in on the action here, as I want to hear what your Bucs prediction is. Who's the player of the game? What's your score prediction? As we got a couple hours, 3 hours before the game here?
Well, yeah,
so we're going to see, what we can get. We got big game James Canada on with us.
Big
possibly.
Game Sports Buzz. James
Yes.
Canada, number 98 in your program, number 1 in your heart. And I always said between him and Warren, James was definitely the better looking. Warren had a slightly better get off, but James Canada, of course, from the Big Game Sports Buzz, coming in here to talk a little Buccaneer football and a little bit of NFL football here on a Sunday night.
And you never know who we may have. Maybe Leo Haggerty may come on with us. We may have Harry the Greek, who
the Greek. Yeah, not a good day. I hope that's not
for the
true.
Bears. Yeah, it's been tough. It's been a tough year for Bears fans. I feel bad for them, firing their coach, trying to solidify their team with a rookie quarterback. So it's not necessarily been the best. Again, we talked about the upset coming in, the Commanders over
the Eagles,
the Philadelphia Eagles, snapping that win streak.
Let me go ahead and paint that, because you were getting final, audio checks and camera checks here. So up here is what's known as the Eagles Nest. Of course, it's the 18th or 19th hole of the clubhouse where those virtual golf machines are down here at Ferg. And by the way, book and call ahead, especially now in season, as all as our golfers are down. And get a rainy day, get it too cold of a day to get around, maybe just can't get around, or an opening tee time, come here and use the virtual golf simulators. But all those Eagles fans were coming down after the Washington Commanders beat them, and those Redskins, the Commander fans were down here at the bottom of the stairs, and they were giving them a lot of grief. But that's Ferg's, though. There was no fisticuffs. But at the end of the day, remember, Jalen Hurts goes out with a concussion. And you got to wonder, as everything for this Eagles team seemed to be coming together in 2024, what's that possibly going to mean for this Eagles team?
Agree. Absolutely agree with that. Going back to the injury situation, it's hurt this Bucs team. It's hurt this Dallas Cowboy team. But it seems like, again, they've been able to overcome that. And you look at the numbers, go inside the numbers here. Cooper Rush last week versus a Panther team, which has played better football. By the way,
they beat the Cardinals today.
They beat the Cardinals today, and they gave the Bucs everything they could handle. Yes, how you doing? Yes,
Bears.
Go Birds right there.
Birds. There's an Eagles fan.
I think he's an Eagle fan right there. But Cooper Rush, 18 for 29. And if you don't know, we're live here on the sidewalk at Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. Where?
Down here on 16th Avenue, just 2 blocks below Central. Wait, I screwed it up.
You do it again.
It's out here on Central Avenue, just below 16th Street in the Edge District of St. Petersburg.
And Cooper Rush, 18 for 29, 214, 3 touchdowns there. So he's had the experience before of being a starter for this Dallas Cowboy team. And I think CeeDee Lamb is the big-time question, a big-time matchup that the Bucs are going to have to look at tonight. 9 catches for 116 yards, 1 touchdown, although once again against the Panther team. So the Bucs have some challenges coming into this game. Offensively, the Cowboys are not going to roll over. And as we talked about, defensively playing a lot better. I think the Bucs can get them tonight when it comes to the running game. I think the Bucs can get them tonight when it comes to this passing game. But, of course, the big-time matchup you're going to watch tonight, Micah Parsons versus this Bucs offensive line, who, did a hell of a job last week, only allowing 1 sack to Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa and that potent defense. They got their hands full tonight with Mr. Parsons, who's made life miserable for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team in the past.
Well, you saw the pressure that the Chargers, Bosa and Khalil were putting on the other night. They were putting there on Bo Nix. I mean, and they get that victory. Look pretty convincing victory against them in that division. Yeah. And at the same time, you'd go back to the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers have been getting jiggy with it, and I've been saying all year, right? Well, let's just go.
You love that getting jiggy with it.
I do like, but let's see if we're ready to pass the torch. I'm going to put this question out there. Has the NFC West now taken the title as the worst division in the NFC? Because I know the NFC East, they think they're back, and they're kind of getting back there. But the NFC South now, with the Panthers playing better.
How you doing?
With the Falcons, the Falcons play the Giants.
Yes.
Forget that entire argument.
And by the way, we got our PA system out there. Lions fans, congratulations.
Lions.
Come on. We're go ahead. They're Lions right now celebrating right there. You got to love that. You got to love Fergs. What do you guys think of the odds? A tough loss last week to the Buffalo Bills. You come back and get a big victory.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. Okay.
Go Bills.
All right. So you got Lions fans, Bills fans. Confidence right now in the Detroit Lions. What's your confidence
Very
level?
high with the Lions.
Yeah?
We're going all the way.
How long you guys been Lions fans for?
I just met an Eagles fan
28 years.
I just met the Eagles fan, and I said, I'm sorry for what Washington did to you. But,
Right.
But,
But you guys now are in sole possession of number 1 seed, correct? Yeah.
I want to know what are they
There you
putting in
go.
the water up there in the NFC North? I mean, you guys, the Vikings, the Packers, the Lions, all of a sudden you're the best division in the entire National Football League. It's crazy, right?
Let's go,
David
Dan. He
Montgomery.
knows what he's doing.
Jared Goff.
it's
Josh
that,
Allen,
it's
17.
that Flint leg.
All right.
Hey, y'all. Go. I'll give you all
Guys,
go Lions.
I gotta
You guys
give
play
you.
great
I gotta
today.
give you this because we got new
Yes,
cards
take a
here.
card so you guys can go back and watch the show.
Yes, absolutely. Here's a card right there. You guys can
Anyone
see
want it?
yourself. Whoever wants it, there you go.
Y'all
Right there.
Have a great evening, everybody.
And download that, and that's
And
what
that's
you get here. And we got the PA system up so they
Right.
can hear us, so they're
Yes.
not coming by. And
We
the
got a
reason why I
group
got
over
the
here.
cards, I'm going to tell you why I got the cards. First, big shout out to Andrew Davis for getting that code there. So when you click on that card, and you can see this right there, you click on
Leave it
that.
up. They can get a QR on the
Yes.
screen. Hold it tight.
The QR
No, it's
code,
not
it takes
close
you.
enough.
Well, I'm going to go right there.
Ooh,
How
that'd
about
be
that?
cool. I'll
right
try
there.
it later.
So it takes you to YouTube because we need to improve our YouTube numbers because we're on Facebook, and of course, we're going strong with that, but we need to improve the YouTube. So we'll put that link up there. But last week we had those drunks and they were asking for it.
The clowns.
So we had the clowns there, Krusty the Clown and his friend Sideshow Bob.
That was really great.
Yes.
Once you got
Sure.
it,
Yes.
you fished early for it,
I
and then you
did.
got it later.
I did.
And the drop was even better later than if you got the
It
first
was.
time.
Absolutely. All right. So big shout out to Courtney Areno for making that real. But we got new cards here. We got the PA system. And we got phone calls, hopefully from you Bucs fans. Who's your player of the game? What's your score prediction? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. How you doing? Woo! Love that. Ric Flair fans. I love that right there. Those older women right there. Love that. Gotta
Yes.
love that. All kinds
Having
of
a great
football
time in St.
fans
Pete,
here.
down here on Central Avenue.
In the Edge District.
In the
All right.
Edge.
So I don't want to necessarily neglect the web heads. We'll read those comments as always as we get you ready for Bucs versus the Cowboys. So when you look at this game, go back to that Charger game. How impressed were you? The question was asked. What was more impressive? Last year's victory, a must-win game versus the Green Bay Packers, or this game versus the Chargers, in your opinion?
It's a tough question.
Okay.
Because the other one
Well,
happened.
that's what I do. I ask tough questions.
I know. Well, you
I
ask
am the
fair questions.
Rolex reporter right
but
there.
the
Yes.
entire world, and I
Mhm.
think Buccaneer fans, we're all going to say we expected to win it, but let's be honest. Fully 75% of Bucs fans went into that game thinking 5 weeks ago when the schedule first came out back in March, there's a game that's going to be tough, even after a bye week and even after we play the Giants. We're going to that game against the Chargers. And then Harbaugh and the Chargers did exactly that in 2024.
Yeah.
But the way the Bucs played so convincingly in a game that everybody had pretty much already handed to Los Angeles, I think that makes it a little bit more impressive than the victory last year over the Packers.
Absolutely. Agree with you on that. And I'll
Well,
tell
plus
you
now
what,
we'd be tied with the Falcons right now for an hour if and not after that victory.
we asked for phone calls. You get phone calls. Let's go out to Frankie from Wisconsin leading it off here on this pregame show of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. Go ahead, Frankie.
What is up? I see you guys wearing like long sleeves. I gotta ask, what is the temperature down there?
The
Oh, wait,
temperature was
Frankie, we're gonna
like
make him sick.
65,
No,
70.
we're going to make
and
them
then
sick. I'm going to give you a real time.
And then
right
I
here.
decided to wear shorts today like an idiot. That's what I do because
That's-
it was nice.
If you had pants on, you wouldn't need the hoodie. But the hoodie
But I need
looks
the
good.
hoodie.
The hoodie
I
looks
needed
good.
the hoodie, yes.
I want to get
absolutely.
Frankie. How you doing, brother?
65 degrees there right now.
Oh,
no,
you know
it's
what?
a little bit cooler
no,
than that.
Right now it's 64 degrees in St. Pete. It just went down to
64, but there's a
65.
little wind. There's a little wind.
There's a little
Listen,
wind.
I'm a Floridian, okay? I'm like a Chihuahua, right? I got no fur to deal with that the
64
coldness.
degrees
So
in
you-
Wisconsin. We're busting up the shorts going, let's go swimming.
It's July 4th weather. They got the barbecues going.
It's 10 degrees here and snowing.
Well, there you go.
Talk about
See?
Bucs football.
Yes.
Yes, Buck football. So what was more impressive in your opinion? Was it the win last year versus the Green Bay Packers or the win last Sunday versus the Chargers? And try not to live in the moment, my friend.
Well, for me, always beating the Packers is a good thing.
Right?
So, but honestly, beating the Chargers was a more impressive thing. You got to look. Justin Herbert is, in my opinion, now a lot of people are going to look at this and go, say, what?
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert is the Matthew Stafford of the NFL. He's so underrated. He is so overlooked.
Right.
And I was watching this show, and they were talking about the big four quarterbacks of the AFC, and I'm like, you guys are just not talking about Justin Herbert. Like, why are you not talking about Herbert? And then Herbert goes and puts up the numbers that he put up on Thursday night on primetime.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Does he have to do a primetime game and put up numbers like that for you guys to notice?
Well, listen, they didn't say anything. The whole narrative was Justin Herbert was going to, carve up that Bucs defense. And you look at those numbers, 21 for 33, 195, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I believe the Bucs in that game had 3 sacks, and they got constant pressure on him, and that's what we kind of look forward to. JTS got some hits. Yaya Diaby, Anthony Nelson, Vita Vea, Kalijah Cansey.
And I want to say this, Frankie, if you don't mind, I shared a little something on Facebook. I think you saw it, but there's going to be a great interview tonight in the 7 o'clock hour, 7:30 hour, with Coach Tony Dungy interviews Todd Bowles, and he talks about the fact. Did he say who?
He did say ooh.
Yes. Oh, I said who? I know, Frankie.
Look at that. You got more Eagle fans coming by here. The Eagles lose today, but they're still flexing their muscles.
A good team. Again, I want to see about Jalen.
Let's say a prayer for Jalen Hurts. No one wants to see that.
How bad was it, Frankie? We didn't see it. Was it really bad?
Oh, that was really bad.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? You've seen it?
Yeah, it was a bad hit, man. He took a bad hit concussion.
Ouch.
They had to bring Kenny Pickett in for like 3/4 of the game.
And they were up 21-0 when Pickett comes in. Their offense was rolling like a train.
And give credit to Jaden Daniels. Definitely going to be the rookie of the year with the quarterbacking for that Washington Commanders team. He's turned them around. Once again, they do it in a fashion where, at the last moment there, that last drive, that kid, he's got ice water in his veins. And it goes back. Sorry about that. It goes back to what Brian Kelly told us at the Reliant Quest Bowl. That guy's going to not only command the locker room, but command that building.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he's been
doing.
That was
the answer to your question.
It was.
Pete actually asked him last year in the coaches presser there.
Look at these Eagle fans. How you doing, Eagle? No. Come on now, Eagle fans.
If that's got the width of a can, I want to see this. Come over here. No, but Frankie, I was going to say that Coach Bowles talks in his interview that runs tonight. It's about 14 minutes. The fact that he's using Levante David like crazy. And go back, and you remember those blitzes last week there in L.A. against those Chargers. Levante just has a nose for finding the opening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Levante David, if he doesn't get a first ballot Hall of Fame, there's something wrong with the NFL.
Yeah,
Levante David should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is. And I don't want to put him in Derek Brooks status, but in this
I definitely think I think he's in Derek Brooks status at this point. He's definitely in. He's 1A for Derek Brooks, 1B for Levante David, and the ageless wonder who's 34 years old will be 35 in January, has absolutely stepped up. You want to talk about offensive side of the ball, Mike Evans? It's Levante David on the defensive side of the ball, consecutive games with sacks, and that's huge. So
Well, hear me out, Peter. But Derek Brooks was the core of our defense back in the 02.
So Levante David's not?
And Levante David is the core of our defense now. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yes.
Like Levante David is, what Derek Brooks was to our defense then, that's what Levante is to our defense now.
And
that's
Frankie,
what I was trying to say.
And Frankie, let me take you home. And I'm not saying with or without. I put mix and match too. Put Levante on that team, surrounded by Hall of Famer Warren Sapp, Hall of Famer John Lynch, Hall of Famer Ronnie Barber. And here's the reason why I think the argument now comes to that these two are dead even tied. Of course, Derek is still part of the organization to this day, and he's been the best outstanding community team leader ever. But the fact of the matter is Levante would have led by leadership, just like Derek Brooks did back in the day, because Levante is just bring your lunchbox to work, keep your nose down, and grind ahead.
Yeah.
Every bit would have led those same teams. So I think the argument could be made.
I definitely think the argument could be made.
A middle linebacker that we had that I thought was going to be amazing. I literally thought he was going to be a stud. I mean, he was.
Broderick Thomas.
He was mediocre. No,
the same man.
Barrett Ruud.
Barrett Ruud.
Barrett Ruud was going to be like.
No, Barrett Ruud is a guy down the field, 10 yards down the field. You have all these tackles.
But
he's
he
a
could
compiler.
lay a boom. Yeah,
but
compile.
also,
I know, but literally, when we drafted that man, I'm like, that guy's going to be a
Nebraska, right? Wasn't he a Cornhusker?
It was Nebraska.
Yeah,
yes.
just a hard-hitting linebacker,
Yeah.
and he just came
Couldn't cover.
downhill.
Couldn't cover.
Well,
Could
that
not
seems
cover.
to be a problem in the types of defenses we run here in Tampa Bay. The linebackers have to cover. We got to get our defensive line to cover.
Yes, you got to be able to cover. Yes.
Another guy I liked was Quan Alexander. I thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
Couldn't cover and missed too many tackles.
But he hit hard. He was
got some heart. Absolutely. Definitely had some heart. All right, Frankie, give me a key to this game. Give me a player of the game and give me a score prediction.
The key to the game is going to be locking down CeeDee Lamb. You got to lock down CeeDee Lamb, and you got to contain Dak Prescott.
Okay.
That's it. Dak Prescott, when he
Well,
gets
hold on.
Just cover the bench.
Dak Prescott, wait a minute. Wait. Dak Prescott's not playing in this game, my friend. It's Cooper Rush.
Yeah,
no, he's hurt. He's hurt on the air.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to contain. Wait, you're going to contain Dak Prescott because he's going to be on the bench.
Wait, Frankie,
Frankie. Cooper Rush is playing. That's right.
Frankie, let me ease you down. Frankie, let me ease you down. This is how much we care about the Cowboys. We were sitting here practicing Dowdle's name for half an hour.
Well, I told you how important it was because it's easy to sit there and say Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and they've kind of moved on from those players at this point with Dak being hurt.
I wasn't even going to touch Ezekiel Elliott. That guy is just.
Well, it's not Ezekiel Elliott. It's Rico
Dowdle. You still ain't got it.
Rico Dowdle.
Dowdle. It's like tattle, but with a dowdle.
Dowdle.
I told you. I'm doing hooked on phonics.
I'll
give you my prediction. I'll give you one of my predictions.
Phonics works for me.
Frankie, I'll give you my prediction real quick. Bucky Irving, 25-yard or greater touchdown, and he jumps into the Salvation Army Bowl there at Dallas and AT&T Stadium, and the Bucs will cover that fine they're going to give him for jumping into it.
All right, I like it.
Irving is just going to go nuts. That's my boy.
Who's going to go nuts?
Bucky Irving.
Bucky Irving is going to go nuts. Mike Evans on my fantasy league. I need him to get at least 2 touchdowns and 100 yards.
I agree.
I take that.
Absolutely agree. And Evans had 2 touchdowns last week, 159 yards, and only 251 yards away from 1,000 times. Jerry Rice, 11 consecutive. Yes, I did some college math there. I'm not bad with math. And again, 84 yards. So 84 yards tonight. 84 yards next week, but I say go off against the Dallas Cowboys.
Running game and Mike Evans. Running game and Mike Evans.
Cowboys.
Huh?
Dropped. He just did a mic drop. Frankie's riding off into the sunset.
What did you say now?
I said, let's break the Cowboys.
All right. Give me a player of the game and a score prediction, Frankie.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to say the player of the game, and this is going to shock everybody.
Yeah?
I think the player of the game is going to be Jamel Dean because he's going to shut down CeeDee.
Okay. CeeDee Lamb. All right.
I am going to guess that our score will be 27-13 Bucs.
27-13 Tampa Bay. I like it.
How about them Bucs, baby?
I like it a lot. And where is it at? There it is. Right there. All right. We'll see you on the post-game edition. All right?
All right, man.
Frankie from Wisconsin. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. I'm your host, Peter Blake, here live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy on the Sports Web, getting you ready for Bucs versus the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football here in downtown St. Pete. Let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution.
This is Taylor from little old Dade City.
Oh, what's going on, Taylor from Dade City? What do you think about this Buccaneer matchup versus the Dallas Cowboys on the road tonight on Sunday Night Football?
I'm as optimistic probably as I've been all season.
Okay.
I think the Bucs, if they do what they need to do, it should be a blowout, and I'm actually predicting a 40 burger, another one.
40 burger. All right, so I like the 40 burger. Let me give this man my card right here. If you go, we got to get some of these cards out because this box is being difficult at this point. Get a couple cards right there. Go and download that QR code. You go right to YouTube. You become a subscriber, and if you want to get on the camera later, you can do that. All right, so go ahead. So give me some more analysis on this game here. How many yards do you think Mike Evans, your favorite player, will get tonight?
I'm going to say I think he goes off. I think, Kate Otten's not there. I'd say Mike gets at least 10 targets again. I say he gets about 130, a touchdown, maybe 2. Player of the game, I would say, would be Baker Mayfield. And as far as the keys for the Bucs, I know your previous caller said CeeDee Lamb, and he's an absolute monster. But it's stopping Goddard is first and foremost what they need to do. I think he's had 100 yards in the past 3 games. The offense is running through him. Cooper Rush is the game manager. If they stop the run game and force Cooper Rush into 3rd and long situations where he has to make plays, I feel like the defense can get some turnovers and put him in bad positions and make it tough. I honestly, score-wise, I'm predicting 45-13.
Wow. 45-13, Tampa Bay over the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm going to give him the Ric Flair
Woo!
and the Macho Man, and we'll see you on the post-game edition. Taylor, thanks a lot for the call, my friend, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. Go Bucs.
All right, go Bucs. He said go Bucs, go Bucs. Go Bucs.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucs. All right, open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter, along with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. Yes, sir.
If that guy comes back, don't let him on. Don't let him on with us.
Why? Who was that?
The guy over. No, not that guy. The guy that you gave the card to.
Why?
He got a real drunken party that caused him some trouble.
Oh, geez. Well,
sounds like the clowns, but no.
Okay,
you went
we
viral enough last week.
We definitely don't want
but you
that.
were able to get that treated at the clinic. We don't want that to happen.
All right, I want to go out to this guy because he just called me really quick.
Santa
Look
Claus
at that,
is coming
Santa
in
Claus
here.
with
Santa
tips
Claus,
for
Santa
the
Claus, you got a
reindeer.
moment to come on the Sports Web? Come over here, Santa Claus.
All right, so we
Come
got.
over this side.
We'll go out.
You
Hold
come
on.
over here.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Caller, what's your name? Where you're calling from? We got Santa Claus coming on. So what's your name? We're going to go ahead and be patient here. What's your name?
Hey, this is Kirby from South Carolina.
All right, Kirby, stand by. We're going to get
Stand by
Santa
1 second.
on here. Or I tell you what, can you guys come back in just a little bit?
Picture real quick. You guys
You
get
get a picture real quick?
Here,
All right, we got Kirby on the line here.
Santa, come on this side.
Go ahead. Come on, guys. Come on the camera there. Kirby, stand by. We got Santa here, and we got tips for the reindeer.
Kirby, I got Santa here. And
Merry Christmas, boys and girls.
Okay, what I want to know, Santa, because what I want for Christmas is not only the Bucs to beat the Dallas Cowboys tonight, but make the playoffs. Can we make that happen?
Oh, I think so.
Okay. You give me a score prediction?
17-6.
17-6 Buccaneers. All right. And you say that they're going to win out and win the NFC South and make the playoffs,
They're
correct?
definitely going to make the playoffs.
All right. See, there you go. I was a good boy this year, so I'm going to get what I want. That's exactly what I wanted for Christmas.
Go, Mike Evans.
Go Mike Evans.
Go
yes.
Mike Evans. So Mike Evans is going to get that 11th 1,000-yard season too, Santa?
I think so.
Oh,
It's a no-brainer.
Okay, we got Frosty. Is that
Santa
Frosty
knows.
the Snowman,
Frosty the
or is
Snowman,
that somebody
yes.
else?
Yes. Hey, Frosty.
Frosty's dancing around
I'm good.
here.
I'm good. Whoa, you're cold. Thank you, Frosty.
Hopefully you don't melt in this sun
Thank you,
because
Santa.
Florida's weather is somewhat bipolar. All right, let's go out. Thank you, Frosty. Thank you, Santa. Santa has confirmed it.
Yes.
It's confirmed. Stone cold lock. The Bucs are not only going to beat the Dallas Cowboys tonight, but run the table and win the NFC South, which, by the way, Michael Penix Jr. today beat the New York Giants. Thanks a lot, Giants, for participating.
Did they though?
Yeah, right. All right, let's go out to Kirby here, live on the Evolution. What's on your mind?
Master Peter and Mr. Ray, how y'all doing?
What's
Brother,
going on,
so
Mr.
good.
Ed Kirby?
Yes.
Welcome back. We've had you on here before. I
Yes.
knew who you were because you called me Master Peter. So,
Yes, sir.
what's up, man?
I don't know if you made it to the comments yet, but my fantasy football, I'm in the playoffs right now.
Playoffs!
And this game is going to make or break my season.
You got Browning for punter.
No.
He was
He's
called
got,
up again.
You got
though.
Mike Evans, don't you?
So I've got this is what I have.
Okay.
On the Bucs side, I have I got Mike and Bucky.
Okay.
On the Cowboys side, I have Cooper Rush and Brandon Aubrey, kicker.
Now, Cooper Rush may have a tough night, although he did perform well last week with 3 touchdowns. I think this defense is starting to figure it out here, Ed. Don't you? Don't you think this defense is starting to play a lot better?
I think it is, but however, on my fantasy team, I had Geno Smith and Jameis. Jameis got me a win or two. Geno Smith kind of hung in there a little bit.
Right.
Jameis got benched. Geno was hurt, so I picked up Cooper Rush.
Ed,
And I'm hoping that he can get a little bit of points. I'm down by 50. I'm down by 50.
Wait,
y'all.
Ed,
Whoa,
well,
down
no,
by 50.
Evans alone, Evans and Bucky. But let me ask you, Ed. You said you had Jameis, you had Cooper Rush, and you had who else? The third quarterback that you named right there?
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
I had
Yes.
Geno Smith. I had Geno Smith and Jameis, and I just added Cooper this week because I'm in a two-leg playoff, like a
Okay,
semifinal.
that's what I was going to say because I was going to ask: are you in a fantasy football league that requires you to pick quarterbacks from the bottom up, or is it just a coincidence that you're going from Geno to Cooper to Jameis?
No. It's just that we have so I think we had 10 players, 10 teams.
Oh, okay, that explains it. Yeah, 3 quarterbacks a
I've
team.
been riding with Jameis and Geno, and I drafted Anthony Richardson anyways. So I kind of picked Cooper Rush, hoping he would get some chunks and this and that and the other. Anyway, I'm just wondering, Mike and Bucky, man, and what do y'all think?
They're good for 35 points, the two of them.
They could be.
I don't think you get 50, and your Cooper Rush, your quarterback. I don't think he gets you 15.
You need Mike Evans to go off tonight, which he definitely could.
I'm figuring at 35. I'm figuring at 22.
And I think they're going to try to feed him. I also think that the Dallas Cowboys, I get it, they were able to do a good job against Chuba Hubbard, but this defense is not good. Not in the secondary, not in the run. So you may get your points tonight from both of those players, but I think running game wise, this Bucs team right now, their identity is to punch you in the mouth. You set up that run game, and then you can go down the field, which is what they were able to do with Evans last week with the 2 touchdowns, including the 57-yarder tiptoe and the perfect strike from Baker Mayfield, 35 yards. I love that play.
And here's the best part.
Evans.
I'm going to say this part to you guys, too. Again, that interview that runs tonight between 7 and 8 there on NBC, they asked Bowles about that one interception that Baker had last week.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, the linebacker had stepped into Baker's frame of view, and Baker still thought he could sneak the ball in behind to Mike. I saw it.
Yeah, give her a card.
All right.
Give her a card really
here, I'm
quick.
sorry.
I know you want to give her.
She left.
But she left. There
you
you go.
And he's tried to sneak it in because the linebacker blocked his view, so he didn't see the Charger coming underneath. And that ball was literally on Evans' backside. And you talk about that 57-yarder. My thing is that Baker Mayfield never in his career going back to Oklahoma anyways has he had the precise precision type of passes he's throwing right now.
And that's a great point. And he's on the run there. You make that throw. Of course, Evans is not going to give up on you.
No.
He's Mr. Dependable, like Levante David is Mr. Dependable on the defensive side of the ball. So you got to love that. And listen, the Bucs organization, this Bucs offense, Todd Bowles, this coaching staff, they know what's in stake here. They want to get Evans his yard, and that's where you run through that offense. I get it. You have that run game. But it starts with Mike Evans. You get Mike Evans involved, Liam Cohen looking at you. You get him more involved in that offense, and everything else takes off.
Bingo.
All right, y'all. I got one more question for you. What do you think about the Bucs owing a lot on primetime this weekend? And I'm going to drop off. Y'all have a great night.
Well, hold
brother.
on. Give me a player of the game here and a
Yes.
score. With the primetime thing, they're 8-11. I think they're able to overcome that. They're going to be on the road. They know what's in stake. This team has the momentum. The Mo, as our colleague, Mr. Harry the Greek, co-host of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, which we'll get out to him in just a moment after we read the comments. Harry, I saw you call in, but you're exactly right. It's been a bugaboo for this team. They got to get off to a good start. It's not necessarily the first quarter. It's the second quarter, which has been a house of horrors. You can't have that. You got to play horrors. Yes.
Was that Uhura?
Horrors.
Was this on Star Trek?
You're killing me.
I'm okay with
You guys
that.
double saying
I'm
horrors.
okay with being
Eagles
good in the
fans?
first quarter and not good in the second quarter.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
All right. So give me a score prediction here and give me a player of the game.
All right. So y'all not going to like this, but I think that Cowboys 31-28.
Why are we saying why the Cowboys 31-28 over the Bucs? What's your reasoning on
Ed just
that?
said the Cowboys?
Yeah,
win?
he
So
did.
Cooper Rush is his
It's
player of the
hard.
game.
Hey,
Because that's in his
y'all know
fans.
this. It's very hard to win.
Listen,
to win
fly
5 in a
Eagles
row.
fly. Go Birds. We're winning out here. Let's go.
All right, there you go.
wait,
So you got Eagle
Go on. Hey,
fans
y'all,
once
take care.
again
That was
taking
a good
over the
game today.
show.
That was a great game.
Kirby,
Take care.
I don't agree with you, but I do understand the analysis there with this.
It was
Bucs
good
team maybe
analysis until the
being
part where he said the
a little
Cowboys
bit
win.
too high there with Cooper Rush, but
It's hard to win 5 in a row. It's
That's a
super
good
hard
point.
to win 7 in a row. We got to drop one,
Ooh.
and I'm not feeling that we're going to drop one versus, the Panthers, even though they're playing tough.
okay.
The same, they've been in our armpit for friggin' 10 years. You know that.
Right.
I'm just thinking that it's not realistic for us to go 7 in a row.
That's
Like,
a good
Monday
point.
Night Football
That's a good point.
in Dallas. But you know what? I hope we smash them, but I just think it's going to be a tight game.
Smasher cash.
No.
I just think it's going to be a 31. I think it's going to be a field goal type of
Hey,
game.
the best part
So,
about it, Ed, is if you're right, and I'm saying if you're right in the post
I don't
game
wanna be
show,
right.
no, I know you don't want to be right, but in the post game show, you can come drop that mic, brother, because
Yep.
hey, it's a prediction. We didn't ask you for a one-sided prediction. We want to know what you thought, and you make a great point. 6, 5, 7 games in a row. If we drop one tonight, but the Atlanta Falcons are going to lose one, and we can stay back ahead of them by one game, as long as that takes us all the way to New Orleans at the end of this thing, then I'm fine with that.
I feel like this team is different right now offensively,
Yeah.
and I kind of think it's eerily similar to, if you will, to 2020's team. I know that team won the Super Bowl, but they went on that run. Everybody said there's no way they could go on that run. They went on that run. They have that type of explosive offense. Baker Mayfield has the confidence, but as you know, no freaking logic when it comes to the National Football League. Again, Bucs versus Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Kirby, we appreciate the call. Don't be a stranger. We'll see you on the post
Great
game.
to
All
hear
right.
from you, brother.
All right, let's go, Bucs.
Let's
Go
go, Bucs.
Bucs.
He said, let's go, Bucs. Let's go. Let's go.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Let's go, Bucs. There you go. All right. Over
Although I
phone
got to say
line.
something about my boy Kirby.
Yes.
Because I love him.
Yes.
I follow him on Facebook. He has a lot of we have great talks.
Yes.
But if Richardson's your quarterback to prove to me that it's not a bottom-up league, you're not making a great
I think
point.
it's more biased the fact that he wants Cooper Rush to have a great game because of his fantasy football
Yeah.
playoffs. And we care playoffs
Hey,
about your
playoffs.
fantasy football team. Let's go out to Curtis from Newport Richie, one of my favorite webheads, and I promise I will read the texting comments after our phone calls. Curtis, welcome to the Evolution here, live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. How you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm just glad you ain't got no drunk group behind you yet.
Well, that's always a good thing, again, Krusty the Clown and Sideshow Bob and his crew there. No, none of that tonight.
Was he really the one laughing at?
He
making
was
that noise?
laughing. He was making those noises,
That
and
was
he
weird.
did pour blue cheese. Kids, PSA: if you're done with your wings, and we're going to get some wings tonight.
Oh, we are going to
Definitely
get some
food.
tonight.
Don't leave your extra cream, blue cheese out. I almost said cream cheese. Blue cheese out.
You were doing that last week, Curtis.
Losing it.
Curtis, save
I'm
us.
losing
Save
it.
us,
I'm
Curtis.
around you all the time. That's what happens. All right, go ahead, Curtis. You shut
going
up
on,
and be
fellas?
quiet. Hey. All right, go.
I'm going to just say this right
Yes.
now. The only way we lose this game is if we beat ourselves.
Agree. And that's what it comes down to, the
that's-
turnover situation. And a lot of people saw, that happen versus the Chargers last week, the 2 turnovers. And again, that second quarter to me is going to be what you need to watch for. Yes, it's great to get off to a great start, but you got to continue that. And again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the Bucs have been able to finish that. And the Cowboys are not a great team, but you can't turn over the ball. You can't lose the turnover battle when it comes to an NFL football game, any sporting event.
I'm not worried about Dallas running the ball on us at all.
Okay.
I'm not. And I'm not really worried about their pass.
Yeah.
We just need some pressure on this kid. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. We need to go out there. We need to showcase our team
Yep.
on prime time
Good point.
and leave it at that. And
Yes.
then, I think I love Atlanta's strategy. I'm sorry. I know it's the Bucs, but I got to say this. I love Atlanta's strategy.
Sure.
They put Penix in there against one of the worst teams in the NFL,
Yes.
and they just walked the dog all over the Giants.
Build that false
I
confidence.
don't think that was
Build that
necessarily
false
all
confidence.
Penix. That was on the strength of Bijan Robinson, but you're exactly right. You put him in that situation.
He's feeling good
You
tonight.
run the ball.
Woo.
We'll see how it goes. But once again, the Bucs control their own destiny. They continue to win out here, and they won the NFC South.
And,
So-
and let me ask you this, Curtis. You talked about the only thing we have to fear is fear itself, or the only team that can beat the Buccaneers tonight there in Dallas is the Bucs themselves. And that's just not the MO of a Todd Bowles coach team, is it? I don't see. I mean, we go back to the Broncos game. Yeah, Sean Payton kicked our butts. He went 4-0 against us. He went 4-0 against the South. This Buccaneers team, if anything, they don't quit even when they're down. That's why Winfield came up a yard short, not to lower that boom. Of course, Winfield's out again tonight. Let's get that cat rat ready for the end of the season. But at the end of the day, both teams won't quit. Sorry, I made more of a statement than I asked, Curtis. I apologize.
Listen, you are 1,000% right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the only thing that's going to derail this Bucs team is ourselves and injuries, and we've fought through injuries all year.
Yes.
Okay, now, but what I am watching is everybody else is starting to get injured. I mean, the Lions have been beat up all year.
Yep.
But when Jalen Hurt went out today, I was like, that's scary for them.
How bad was it, Curtis?
That's how much you can really change, guys. I mean, the injury
that's
situation.
Scary for them.
Yes,
exactly. And then, I mean, Minnesota, they're good, but if you get some pressure on Darnold, we've seen what Darnold can do.
Yep.
I haven't really seen too many people put too much pressure on Darnold this year.
Agreed.
I mean, dude, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to just hype it up because I'm a Bucs fan. This could possibly be the easiest road to the Super Bowl that the Bucs have ever had.
I completely agree with you on that.
Because if you go back and you look at the Bucs Super Bowl years, the 2002 year, that was a tough road.
Yep.
And then even the Tom Brady year, we had to go to Washington, New Orleans, and then Green Bay before we came back to Tampa. With all the injuries and the teams that have beat up this year, it could be a roller. It could be easy sailing to the Super Bowl. We just can't beat ourselves. If we continue to play our game, run the damn ball like we've been running the ball all year, and try to prevent as much injury as possible, this team is going places.
Absolutely, going places. And I got to ask the question. I think I asked it last week. I don't know if I got an answer from you, but what was more impressive, Curtis, that win versus the Green Bay Packers last year or the Chargers win last week?
Ooh.
I asked some
I'm
tough questions,
going to say this.
Okay.
Because as much as I love beating Green Bay, I got a family member as a Green Bay fan.
Sure.
The Chargers victory was more nice to me because number one, what's the coach for the Chargers name?
Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh. Yeah.
What I love about Jim Harbaugh is that he's not going to beat himself. He's not going to allow his team to beat themselves.
That's a great
You
point.
have to go out there and you have to beat them.
Yes.
Okay? Because he builds his team, offensive line, defensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the Chargers, they don't have any major weapons. They don't.
No.
They have no major weapons. But what they do have, they have a decent defensive line with Bosa and Mack and whoever else, and their offensive line. I mean, that kid has thrown 2-3 interceptions all year?
Yeah, 2 interceptions.
Nothing.
And Jamel Dean stops the streak. 1 pass before Tom Brady's record there with 357. And it's crazy that's how it works out.
I said this to you last week, Peter.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play this team going into the playoffs.
Oh,
they don't.
No, nobody.
And national media this week.
says this
and
now,
we're going
right?
to play some of those comments from Pat McAfee and Colin Cowherd again in case you missed
Colin
that.
Cowherd, I hear him twice a day on WH.
Well, there you go. All right, give me a player of the game. Give me a score prediction for Bucs versus the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
All right, here we go. I'm going to give you my score first.
All right.
I'm going to say, because we've been averaging pretty much 30, I'm going to say 37-17.
Love it. 37-17.
And
yes.
Mike Evans is back in Texas. I think he wants to wipe the floor. He wants to wipe the floor with Dallas at home.
Yes.
I love that prediction right there. Curtis or Newport Reggie, we'll see you on the post-game edition. Let me give you the Ric Flair. Woo! Great prediction as always, and we'll see you soon here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, as we are a couple hours away from game time.
2.5 hours.
4-game winning streak. It's not all going well for the Bucs because the injury situation continues to be a
problem.
problem.
Winfield out, Kate Otten's out. You have a
Otten.
linebacker that's out. I think Mike Edwards practiced this week, but maybe questionable.
We'll check on the inactives.
I'll check on him.
Kate Otten being out of this game, how important, and then Payne Durham stepping in for
He's a
him
blocker.
and possibly seeing a Devin Culp tonight, maybe for this team.
Devin Culp's look great the times we've seen him. Maybe we get O'Keefe in there, and maybe Dallas goes all into a full, jumbo package type of a defense.
You say jumbo package?
Jumbo package.
I know you love
You got to
that.
get that soundbite.
Yes,
somebody.
I do. I definitely got
But
to
then
get
maybe
that.
O'Keefe goes in there and they forget that. Well, O'Keefe's hands, they're not the softest, but maybe they go over the top, or maybe they draw him in for a short, like a 2nd and 2 or a 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
But then you hit Evans for that 60-yarder, and you get like 3/4 of that 84 out of the way right away. That's what I'm saying.
For me, it comes down to, not only K-Dot and being a security blanket for Baker Mayfield when Mike Evans was out, but you're still a weapon. We've seen it all year long with that kid stepping up, so that's a loss. But then on top of it, the blocking. You're at the point of attack. You want to run the ball. You want to run the ball consistently. Can Payne Durham block? We'll see. Can those other guys block? We're going to see. It's next man up mentality versus the Dallas Cowboys coming into this game at 6-8. The Bucs, of course, at 8-6. Again, the Falcons win today over the New York Giants in convincing fashion with a rookie quarterback. So the pressure is on for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. Let's go out to the comments as always. Again, I'm going to read this first. Yes, you are first. So we'll go
acknowledge me.
Play your sound effect right there. The tribal troll from
Roger.
Newport Richie, Mr. Roger Shue. He says, "Go Bucs." So you know what they say when they say "Go
That
Bucs."
was a miss.
How about them Bucs, baby?
There you go. And
Promise
hell
me we'll
has
play that
frozen
entire
over.
thing. Yeah, for Roger to say "Go Bucs."
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to play for Roger. Again, I'm going to play the whole Tampa Bay song. You ready? Here it goes, guys.
They can all hear it. B-U-C-C-A. And all the Eagles fans.
Go Bucs! Got a little 70s. It's a 70s dance.
It's a little weirder when everybody else can hear us too. Hey, Tampa Bay, the Bucs know how to shine. Hey, Tampa Bay, y'all come on in here. The Bucs know how to shine. We're in trouble, that's okay. We can pull it out.
Pull it out.
Because we stand up and shine.
Yeah!
Go Buccaneers, baby. Woo!
Gotta love it. All right, that's it for that. Thank you very much for tuning in to the
Dolphins are giving the 49ers everything they can handle right now.
There you go.
13-7, right?
There you go, right there.
Another Florida team having success.
All right, with that being said, that's what you get here live at Ferg's. Fans dancing here. Pull it out. You shut up and be quiet. All right, so I knew. All right, let's go out to the tribal troll.
Acknowledge me.
Roger Shue from Newport Richie, go ahead. Yes, sir. Hell is frozen over. You've come on to the dark side, my friend.
What is this about?
I never thought I would do this.
Do it.
I've been a lifelong Bears fan for 54 years.
Do it.
I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of the crap. Go Bucs!
Oh,
He said it. Go Bucs!
I'm announcing my Buccaneer fandom
Yes.
live on the Sports Web.
Love it. Welcome to the dark side, my friend. You're absolutely welcome on this ship.
Yes.
We
It's
have
going
room
places.
on the ship for one more.
We do. We definitely got
But
room
remember,
on
we
this
have
ship.
we have a plank on this ship too, so don't try to turn back because we'll make you walk that plank, Roger.
Will you shut up and be quiet about that?
What about today's game versus those? What about today's game versus those Lions? Is it just because it hurt so bad? Aren't you guys in line? Aren't the Bears in line for a good draft pick? Or because I got that sense from quite a few.
We're
Bears.
looking like number 9.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of Bears fans out here today, Roger, because Ferg has fans from every team, and they look like this hurt them more than they didn't expect to beat Detroit. They got Eberflus, so we don't know who the coach is going to be. Stay tuned for that. But a lot of Bears fans look like they were just had enough. It's just been that long of a season.
I totally support Caleb. He's had an amazing rookie season.
Yes.
I mean, he's he doesn't have much around him, but he's still thrown for over 3,000 yards. As a rookie.
Yes.
And that's the Bears rookie passing record.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Which was, to be honest with you, that's not what the passing record for a rookie. You got Jim McMahon, you got Jim Harbaugh. It wasn't
it's
the
a quarterback
highest.
graveyard. Let's just put it out there. It's right up there with the Cleveland Browns.
Well, Roger, let me ask you
this.
that. Well, I said to the Bears fans that were sitting right over here at Bar B, and I said, hey, you guys are going to get a high draft pick, and you got to get that offensive line to give Caleb the time so you can use a Roma Donze. You can use
That's what we need.
But the guy says to me, there's no Joe Alt in this draft, and I get that. But don't forget, Tristan Wirfs came in at number 12 when we traded up one spot to get him at offensive line. So a lot of Bears fans, I think that it's been a long season because Roger, what about that NFC North? All of a sudden, three of those teams are three of the best teams in the entire NFC. That's got to also hurt why the Bears have been trying to climb out.
I don't know where that came from or how that happened. It just like the planets and the stars all aligned, and it just happened.
Unprecedented, for sure.
Roger, we appreciate it.
Yes,
we
welcome
will
to the good
here.
side, not the dark side.
Absolutely. And you can come down to Ferg's.
You know what? Wings on Peter now.
Well, there you go.
Because you're now on the Buccaneer ship.
There you go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Peter gave me wings like Harry gave wings to Mr. Williams.
Yeah, I got you right there. How about this?
Shut up!
That's what you get too.
This guy sucks.
Peter goes on dates, and the first thing they ask is this some type of an international program? And they're like, why? He says, because he keeps talking about Dutch. And they're like, no, Dutch just means Peter doesn't want to pay for your food.
Oh, you shut up and be
kidding.
quiet.
Goodbye, Mike.
All right, that was very good. All right, good stuff, Roger. Tribal Troll, appreciate the call.
My score, I'm going to go 28-17 Bucs.
All right.
11 points. I
love
that.
it. 28-17. Who's the player of the game?
Oh my God.
You're testing your Phantom. Oh, it's Phantom passes. We were testing your Phantom. He says Evans. Vince Evans, right?
Not Vince Evans. Mike Evans. Very
Roger,
good.
100%.
That's good.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. How many yards tonight do they have?
I'm going to go not 100. I'm going to go like mid-80s.
Okay.
North of
84.
North of 84.
He needs 84 yards.
Mid-80s sounds perfect. That's a Buccaneer fan for you.
The next three games to average. You got 251 yards away from 1,000. Roger Shue, we appreciate the call. Let me give you the Ric Flair. Woo! And, of course, let me give you this.
How about them Bucs, baby?
All right, we appreciate you, boss.
Give me the LFG. Come on, one time.
Yes.
All right, so I'll give it to you. There you go, my friend.
Go, baby.
Appreciate you. We'll see you on the post-game edition.
Roger.
We got Big Game James Canada in the green room here. So we'll get back to the comments. I know we haven't read a lot of comments tonight, but a lot of things to talk about, a lot of phone calls, a lot of predictions.
Yes.
The phone lines are open, but let's go out to this guy right here, Mr. Big Game James Canada. What's going on, boss? Welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we're
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, can't hear us. So can you hear us now?
Check your audio input on your camera.
Check that. Well, let's see if we can you hear us now?
He might be muted.
Are you muted?
Oh, he's not muted. I heard him.
Are you there, James? James?
Let me check my headphones, guys.
Okay, check your headphones right there. So now we get a chance to read some comments.
Do some comments.
All right, and the phone lines are open. You know the number. You love the number. You got to have the number. 727-255-0391. 877-255-0391. The Green Queen herself. The Eagles lose today. My Eagles lost to Washington. Can you all please beat Dallas tonight so I can feel better?
Okay.
I definitely think they can oblige that. Yeah. Let's go out to Tim here. How about those Bucs, baby? Yes.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Absolutely. Christopher Cole, got to have it tonight. Yes, you do, my friend. Woo! Let's go out to Christopher O'Reilly. Christopher Cole, Christopher O'Reilly. Merry Christmas, gentlemen. Merry Christmas to you. Beautiful night for a dub. You already got what I wanted for Santa Claus. I want a Bucs win tonight.
In the playoffs.
Playoffs. And the NFC South. Beautiful night for a dub. So absolutely. Let's go out to this guy. Virgin Boys, $1.99. YouTube super chats are open.
Wow.
Facebook stars are open. So we appreciate that.
Wait, you just got $1.99 for that
$1.99, yes.
Can I get $1.99?
You can get this. There you go. Payne Durham will have a touchdown catch.
I like
LFG. Let's go out to Jay Lesher right there. Merry Christmas, Pete. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. there on LinkedIn Live because we're LinkedIn Live. We're on Twitter.
You're on LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, yes. I'm LinkedIn. Yeah. Wow. Somebody sees professionally what we do here. Of course.
That's what LinkedIn's all about.
There you
Professional.
go. Exactly.
We're
We're
developing a
somewhat
profile.
professional. Somewhat.
I'm not going to tell you the kind of profile you're developing.
And the profile you're developing is this.
Shut up!
I get my sound effect one time.
Oh, that's right. We didn't get that. Hold on.
Mr.
I love that. I don't know why I like that. It's so funny. Yes. Acknowledge this right here. How about this? Let's go Buccaneers. Let's go Buccaneers. Let's see here. Thanks, Jose. Christopher Cole Penix didn't light it up, but he didn't make a bad decision. If they played a better team, they would have lost. He did throw an interception in that game.
But again, that was a tip pass.
Correct.
I mean, it was a great play on it by the defense. But but Penix, it wasn't even his fault on that interception.
Give me a final cue there on his numbers. Give me some final numbers on that. I'm curious to see how he did today. Alan McTavish, DJ Mack himself. Merry Christmas, gents. Merry Christmas to you. I'll tell you what, we'll get back to the comments in a moment. Let's go out to this guy.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell is the matter with you?
Let's go out to Jim Sutton. Welcome to the Evolution as we're live here at Ferg's, getting you ready for Bucs versus the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
I'm ready. How about you guys?
Man, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. We've been ready all day long.
Well, that's good, man. I'm ready, man. And I'm glad we got a new friend. What's his name?
Roger Shue. Yes, the tribal troll.
He's a troll.
Yes.
It's Roger.
So congratulations for coming on over.
That's it. That's what we do
Welcome
here.
over. Yes.
You know, that's what I was sent to do. Not only corrupt every woman into being a football fan, but corrupt every football fan in general to become a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'm glad to see your partner out there with you. You won't have them nutballs around.
Yeah, that's it. We definitely don't need the nutballs around. The crazy people come out at night. The freaks come out at night.
Real quick, if I can jump in here real quick. Michael Penix Jr.'s final numbers today, 18 of 27, 202 yards, no touchdowns, one interception, which wasn't really his fault, but yet pedestrian numbers. But like you said, other than the interception, it wasn't completely his fault. He didn't do anything to make his team really lose.
And that's the reason why they benched Cousins in the first place, because you look at his numbers this year, 16 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Yeah. And Leo Ward, he had a propensity, if you will, to throw lots of interceptions at that point. So hold on a minute. Hold on a sec. We got a $50 YouTube super chat.
Oh, I get half of that.
For Mr. Roger Shue there.
Acknowledge me.
$50 YouTube super chat. Appreciate you.
I'm
Merry
sticking up
Christmas.
for our caller here because that came in after our caller gave him props for coming to the good side.
Well, there you go, Jim.
So this is a three-way split. Jim.
Good stuff there. Three-way split this. About that.
Shut up!
As long as you pull out.
All right. Shut up and be quiet with your nonsense. That was funny, though.
That was so
That's the
funny.
first thing she said.
Did you see that, Jim? Did you see that when that girl came on in there? They were singing all the Eagles fans.
She said pull out. Okay, so he can hear now. So we got James Canada coming in here in just a couple moments. We'll get him on, get his analysis. Always love to have him on the show. It's been too long to have that guy. Former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Well, he's busy. Big game James. And
former Indianapolis
Colts.
Of course, currently big game sports buzz. But, man, if you're seeing, I know you, Jim, you're seeing
walking by again.
That's okay. They're around here. You're seeing the content that James Canada's laying down. You know he's a huge Bucs fan. But the thing I like about James and Jay Stoggs is that they bring real NFL knowledge across the entire league, not just from
because they actually played in the league.
That's what it is. Yes.
Not sit on the couch like us,
like me,
like us. You know, we do that. All right, Jim, give me a score prediction and give me a player of the game. Bucs versus the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
Let's go 35-17 Bucs.
Nice.
Okay, I like it.
I'll say Mike Evans keep the good numbers up.
How many yards does he have receiving tonight?
Somebody said, what do you need, 85? Let's get 85.
84, yes. 84. Yes.
Well, let's get one more yard.
Okay.
85. All right.
All right. Thanks a lot for the call, man. We'll see you on the post-game edition, all right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, take it easy.
Thanks, Jim.
We're going to hold off on the calls.
And I am here,
Jim.
Jim. You're right. I got him.
I know somebody else is trying to call in. I believe it's Tim. Stand by, whomever is trying to call in. Hold the line. We got plenty of time here. We'll get back to the comments in a moment. Appreciate the YouTube super chat from you, Virgin Boys. And then also Mr. Roger Shoe,
Yes,
the
thank
tribal troll. Let's go out to Big Game James right there. Welcome, buddy. How you doing? Welcome to the Evolution as we get you ready for Bucs versus the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. How you doing?
What's up, fellas? How you? I'm doing good.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's been a long time. And we also got somebody. Who else do we got there?
Wait a minute.
Jay.
Is that Jay Stoggs he brought in here
and
too?
We got Harry also coming
this
on.
Conversation just got crazy.
So I'm going to tell you, Harry, call back. We'll get your analysis on this. We're going to go with Big James here. We'll get you on. And then let's go with Jay.
Jay Stoggs is up in the house. That's Jay James.
Jay, what's going on? Welcome to the Evolution. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Yes, I can hear you great.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely. Hopefully you can hear me.
Absolutely, guys. So
Unfortunately, you're loud and clear.
Don't worry about it, man.
This is what you get between these two. But Jay, we're there playing against your Cowboys tonight. Give me an argument to why the Cowboys are going to bring it tonight. They're going to make McCarthy a hero and try to give the Bucs a game there in Dallas.
Basically, it comes down to the defense. The defense has to do their job. We can't really rely on the offense too much. You still have Rico Dowdle, who's had 3 games now over 100 yards. So that's helpful and hopeful. But, yeah, the defense is going to have to step up. You're starting to see Michael Parsons come into his. We've had some injuries, but I'm really thinking that defense can come in and they're going to do their job and, really, really get after this Bucs team. They're tough. I get that. But I don't think they're going to score as much as people think they are.
Oh,
wow. Let me go out to Big Game James. Again, it's been a while since we had you on the Evolution. So once again, welcome back here a couple days away from Christmas as this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team is on a win streak right now. What do you see with this Bucs offense? We always talk defense with you, but what do you see with this offense? Why are they so tough to defend, Big Game James?
Well, the one thing that the Buccaneers have been doing great lately is the one thing that the Dallas Cowboys really struggle with, and that's running the football. I said this when we got this kid in the 4th round out of Oregon. I said, lo and behold, Bucky Irvin is going to be the steal of the draft for us, and he is not disappointed. You look at what the running game was a year ago to where they ranked this year. It then helps Baker open up different ways with play action pass, and then getting Mike Evans the ball, which, by the way, Diggs is out tonight, so you're going to have to guard him with the backup. But lo and behold, the success that we've been having up front on the line and the success we've been having running the ball, I think is the reason why the Buccaneers have been on a win streak, because we've been beat up on the defensive side of the ball. It's like next man up. So far late in the year, you can only get so many guys off the street that can come in and help. And so the guys on the roster have done a good job, but it's really been that effective running game that's opened things up for the offense.
Go ahead, Ray.
What you guys have had conversations this week, obviously, because every season I look forward to the last 3 of the last 5 years when the Bucs have played either Dallas in the opening game or when you guys knocked us out of the playoffs there in playoffs back in 2022. But give us a little bit of the conversation that's gone on between you two this week. In fact, why don't we put Jay and James on, just the two of them on screen, and let them talk a little bit of Bucs Cowboys smack? I like that for a minute.
Well,
come on, guys.
Well, no, it's not that you put us on the spot, Ray, but the one thing I can say about the Buff Nerd is he really has toned it down as far as like what is Cowboy. He's probably the one Cowboys fan that I know that has real expectations of what's going on with this season, right? So even when I want to take jabs at him and throw shots at him, he'll be like, yeah, you're right, we suck. We just need to play for a draft pick. I'm like, well, damn, I can't even. It's not fun to talk smack and nobody talking smack back to you.
Jay, talk a little smack over here, Jay. Come on.
I mean, it's look, I'm one of those rare optimistic realist Cowboys fans where it's like, look, I understand the crap that we're in, but I still hope we're still mathematically not out of it. The Bucs, it's one of those things where I just look at the Bucs and say, okay, you got Mike Evans. I got it. He's an A&M guy that's just been tearing up the league. You got Bucky Irvin. Look, he's been a big surprise, but I still believe in my Cowboys and understanding that, hey, you know what? Every Sunday is just like the movie, right? Any given Sunday. So the reality is you really never know with your guy back there. I mean, Kyle Trask, I think he's still on your team, right? So anytime, you have a little bit of problem there. You had old man Tom. Now you got this guy here. So it's all good. I'm
That's
just
the disrespect we have. This guy here.
Baker
This guy,
What's his name?
this you see this Christmas tree behind me? This guy here gonna light your secondary up like this goddamn Christmas tree. Let's go ahead and get that straight. This guy here, the utmost disrespect for the. Here we go, and I know he.
But he's not even. Cooper Rush has it, but don't worry about that. Cooper Rush. Look, Rico Dowdle's going to run your defense, but your defense has not shown up over the past 3-4 weeks. So that's going to be an issue.
Yeah,
true, but Rico
it's
going to be an issue.
Rico
Doodoo.
This is what I'm talking about with these two. This is Big Game Sports Buzz right
now. Is this
on.
so Rico Doodoo, huh?
All right, let me go out to James here. You know about this defensive line. You play defensive line in the National Football League. Talk about Vita Vea. Talk about Kalijah Cansey. Overall, guys stepping up here. Yaya Diaby. I mean, can they get after Cooper Rush in your opinion tonight? And once again, can they stop this running game? Because, yes, they haven't been the greatest against the run. But they've improved here the last couple weeks. What do you see with this defensive line, James?
You know, I talked with Blake Anthony a couple weeks ago, and he asked me one of my main concerns. It was the front seven and being able to apply pressure and stop the run. Vita Vea is as good as they come, but when he can get doubled or if you can run at other holes on the defense, it does make for a little bit of concern. The Cowboys' offensive line, I don't think is one of the better offensive lines that we're going to face compared to what we faced in weeks past. So I think that still gives us an edge or will make it where we can be a little bit better when it comes to that. I said this too about Kalijah Cansey. I believe that he was a great pick and a steal, and he reminds me a lot of a guy that used to wear 99, right? I know the scheme is a little bit different, but for what he does and how he can get after it, you love the way that he plays. I believe tonight we are going to have to bottle up Rico Dowdle, and I give Jay Stoggs a hard time because, you know, they relied on this guy, and all of a sudden he found some feeling in the last couple of games and giving them a little bit of confidence. But if we could take that away, I'm more than excited, and I'm confident that that is going to happen tonight. And these kind of games scare me because we're in a must-win situation to go ahead and close out this division with Atlanta tanking the way that they have. And the Cowboys, in their brain, they say they're mathematically not eliminated, but they have nothing else to lose but to ruin. I know, but y'all need to win. Y'all need y'all need like somebody's mama to get hit by the bus while she going to bingo.
Worry about it, you know,
y'all need someone else
just like
the rabbit's foot and everything else, bro.
Listen, just like the song says, you know, grandma got ran over by reindeer. It can still happen, and we're near Christmas Eve, so that's the whole part about it that you got to understand. You got Golston, you got Osio Zagadua is doing great, you know what I'm saying? And then when you have Parsons kind of just running around, and they're starting to move him around, Zimmer is starting to figure out, hey, you know what? I can really use him in any kind of position. So when you stand him up, when you put him in, even put him in the middle of the line, which is crazy.
Yeah, they put him in the three technique a couple times.
They did, but it's like, okay. I mean, I see you with your fancy words, your fancy terms, but all I'm saying is that I know whatever. But I think also when you look at that rotation that they have coming in, this is what we do. This is every Thursday. This is what we do. We have Lawson and Watkins and those guys also coming in. That front seven and Kendricks. I'm telling you, this has been a defense that has been very helpful for the back end. That's been hurting all season, but that's what I'm looking for. That's going to be the key for the Cowboys' victory this evening, which we'll have.
I'll be honest with you. We haven't heard Diggs' name much this year. He kind of became like almost a missing person in 2024. It felt like the injury obviously hurts. Was he having still as good of a year optimistically for Cowboys fans, or we're just like maybe we need to slow our roll on just getting the Hall of Fame already for him already?
Yeah, I think when Bland out, it really hurt him and exposed him because now it's, hey, we got just one guy, and unfortunately on the other side, you didn't have anyone that could match what Bland was doing. Overshawn was a great addition. Unfortunately, he's now out, and so now you have to Diggs really had to pick up what that back half of the defense was supposed to do. And unfortunately, Lewis was kind of in and out there, but you really didn't have anyone that was able to pick up that piece for Diggs. Diggs, he wants to be a ball hawk, but you have to have someone on the other side of the ball that can also prove to be, a worthy opponent or a counterpart. And unfortunately, he just didn't have it. So, yeah, we're going to see that front seven and really front seven, front eight are going to have to get that push and make that other guy the one that came after Old Man Tom, they're going to really have to make him work hard.
Well, that guy is Baker Mayfield with 32 touchdowns, of course. Not bad. Not bad here, Jay Stocks. Then we got Mr. Big Game James, former defensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Indianapolis Colts. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, Best of the Bay, live here from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. James, let's keep it on that defensive line. Let's talk about Micah Parsons really picking it up here the last couple of weeks. Talk about the mismatch nightmare that has been Parsons versus this offensive line. This offensive line did a good job last week, only holding the Chargers, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa to 1 sack. What do you do tonight versus Parsons? What kind of matchup do they have in store with Parsons versus this offensive line, in your opinion?
Well, Jay Stoggs made a very good point. They've done a good job of moving him around. They've always done that. But the best way to take advantage of that is to just go right at it. Wherever he is, you have to attack it. Parsons is best when he catches guys by surprise. But I believe with what we have in the middle and how we've been doing it, Cody Mock's coming into his own right now. Barton, the rookie's played very well. You have to just attack where he is. And this is the thing. A guy like Micah Parsons is going to make plays. You can slow him down. You can shut him down. But in my mind, in my heart, there's been enough games to where you leave a game going, damn, did Micah Parsons play?
Oh.
We've had games like that. So at the same time, we can make it like that tonight if we attack. One thing I know, they're not going to leave him outside by himself against Wirfs too long. They will try to find a mismatch to exploit somewhere, I believe, in the middle. Now, the one thing, when he goes down inside over that guard or even between that center and guard in that A-gap, B-gap, where he's a 3 or a 2-eye, that's nightmares because you never want to see anyone that quick. Now, being that quick, and if you get caught when it's a run, we're going to have a lot of success on that. So, I mean, it's going to be a chess match that I think that we can exploit a little bit, but at the same time, Micah Parsons is one piece of the Cowboys that I'm a big fan of. I speak highly of him all the time. I just want him to shut up sometimes and quit talking about the damn podcast and just get to work. That's all. Leave the crazy talk to Jay Stoggs and myself. We'll handle all that Cowboy crazy talk.
I got enough of that.
Just line your ass up and go play.
Wait, now, Jay,
get out your feelings.
So, Jay, let me ask, because James makes a great point there. The only way, and we've seen it year in and year out, going back to Penn State, the only way to beat him to go straight at him. Tell us, this Buccaneers running tank game, it starts to go downfield. Who do you have there in Dallas? Who's going to come up and fill those gaps, try to stop that run at the point of attack, and possibly stop the Bucs from getting successful with that play action?
Yeah, so the biggest issue with especially Micah Parsons that we've seen here over the years, if you really watch this game, is if you do run at him, but also the play action. When he has to make a decision, this is where he starts to get out of his comfort zone. So at that point, that's when you have to start relying on your linebackers like Kendricks. Lotu has definitely come on in the past couple of weeks. The rookie, I really love his drive and his motor. So he's one of the guys I definitely am going to look at. Even Nealon in the secondary, coming in as a defensive end on that second team when they do that rotation, he's actually been doing pretty well. Mozzie Smith. Now, here's a name that people – and look, I've been down on this kid. He's like ranked 119th out of 119 for PFF as far as like defensive linemen. Like he's damn near a bust. But I'm looking for Mozzie at some point to step up, and I think this is actually a good game where he can do that. It's just a straightforward, hey, let's go get him kind of deal. When I'm looking at the offensive line and their schemes, they don't do a lot of fancy stuff, and maybe I'm not seeing it right, but it's really kind of, hey, let's just punch him in the mouth and keep going. And with Bucky Irvin's style of kind of hiding behind linemen and then, sprinting out, he's got a good chance of just clogging up the hole and let's go.
Yeah, let's go. And Big Game James, what do you do versus a CD Lamb who's a big-time weapon, big-time paid wide receiver, still productive, over 100 yards receiving versus a Carolina Panther team that's playing a lot better? If you're the Bucs defense or you're the defensive coordinator, what do you do to stop him tonight?
Well, you got to hope you're going to have to double him. You bracket him either over the top, you send a double team towards him, that you force them to make another receiver beat you, whether that be Tolbert, whether that be I forget the kid's name that came from the Carolina Panthers because Cooks is out. You have to make other receivers beat you. Another thing, like we talked about Micah Parsons not always being there. There's been games where CeeDee Lamb has dropped the ball. There's been games where he's been inconsistent. I don't recall this year, and if I'm wrong, Jay, please correct me because I know you would. You're the I told you so guy. I don't know if CeeDee Lamb has had a back-to-back successful game yet this year. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But coming out early, I believe you double, and then that's where that pass rush is going to have to get there, or that blitz is going to have to get there, because you can only cover CeeDee Lamb for so long before he gets open and he catches the ball. He is a big weapon to have. But let's see, what CeeDee Lamb are we going to get? Are we going to get the number 1 wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, or are we going to get the number 2 wide receiver that just happens to be the number 1 on this team, CeeDee Lamb? Because they had both of them on this team.
Hey, Jay. I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead, please.
No, I was just going to say, okay, yes, a lot of that has to do with the scheme. I mean, yeah, I see you. Okay, great with the shots fired. Mingo is the guy that you're talking about out of Carolina.
Yeah, Mingo.
So when you have CeeDee Lamb with that, not sure which one you're going to get. Here's the deal, though. He's still an elite receiver. You look at Deebo Samuel. He has big drops, and people have been talking about that. It just depends on what's going on that game and how they're scheming it up. Tolbert has come on, really hot these past couple of weeks. It's unfortunate Cooks is out, but we still got Kevontae Turpin, who, in my opinion, they're just not using him correctly. This is a guy, he's the every kind of guy, right? He can do a lot of different things. He's a speedster. He's got hands. So I think you're going to start seeing him open up a lot more in this game as well as they've moved throughout the season. But with CeeDee Lamb, and look, just get him the ball. Get it close to him. If he gets any kind of separation, which I think he can on these DBs, I don't see any issues here. None.
I got to ask you, Jay, and what's the sense of Mike McCarthy there, coming back as the coach? Yeah. Is it dead man walking? What's the sense from the fan base? Do they feel like he's going to be fired? What is your opinion on McCarthy and the job that he's done in 2024 for this Cowboy team?
Man, so it's funny. So depending on who you talk to, some will tell you that he should have been out before the season. He should have been out midway through the season. Some believe that he's not even going to be in at the end of the season. But a lot of the players have publicly came out and said, yeah, this is our guy. Wow. Micah has come out. Dak has come out and said, yeah, this is the guy that I want. And so the real question is, well, who do you get to replace him? Right. And it's the same question you have with Dak. It's who do you get to replace him? And unfortunately, Dallas is not a destination for a great coach to come to. It's just not. The situation doesn't set up for a good coach that wants to have the ability to coach the team.
Because of ownership. Yes, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, when you have your owner landing the helicopter on the practice field while they're practicing, it kind of gives you an idea of.
That answers my question, because my question is that it seems like the only issue with the Cowboys over the last couple of years is they didn't have that able to close it. Like CD dropping the balls or, rushing past the quarterback and not getting there. Yeah. And I've always thought, as an outsider looking in, is that a coaching thing? Is that something the players just aren't going through a wall for their coach? He doesn't command a locker room. They're just not being disciplined. Right. But I think at the end of the day, we all know it comes from a little bit higher, doesn't it?
It does. It definitely does. And McCarthy is he's a good coach, but like McCarthy and Zimmer, the game has in my opinion, passed them. They've been in the league as coaches for 30 years now, and I don't think people realize how long that is. They're some of the oldest tenured coaches in the league right now, and the league has become younger. So at some point, they're going to have to get a coach that is younger, that is able to utilize the players that they have in different ways and not just go with traditional ways of doing things. I mean, it's just what it is.
Absolutely. It is what it is. James, final question for me. What are your thought process on Todd Bowles and the job that he's done, even with all the injuries on both sides of the ball, people calling for his job, but still being like the Lazarus man, getting this team on this 4-game winning streak? Do you think he can keep it going? What are your thoughts on Bowles and his coaching job that he's done with this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team this year?
I'm going to be quite frank with you. I get so pissed and so tired of hearing so many people that call themselves Buccaneer fans ready to write off Todd Bowles so fast. And you look with what's going on. First and foremost, look what's going on around the league with the injuries that I've had. You may not like his style and approach, but like I said, every coach doesn't have to be that browbeater, yell, scream, curse kind of guy. You look at the defense under Bowles since he's been there, and you look at what guys have been able to do, even with the lack of talent they have at some positions. And when I say that, I say only because of the injuries or what we had to trade away. People getting old fast, relying on other pieces that didn't work. You know, some of the draft picks that he got, he didn't draft them. He's not the GM, but he's still trying to make things work. Some guys that have not turned into the players that we thought they would be by this time in their career. So for what he has and what he's done, I'm fine with what Todd Bowles has done. And the hiring of Liam Cohen, I think, was a great one because he's been able to do some things with the playbook that we didn't even get last year out of Canales. You know what I'm saying? So I believe Bowles doesn't really need to go anywhere. Granted, we're not in the best division, and it's like we're fighting the bottom of the bottom to stay out of it.
Wait, Jay talking trash back there too?
But at the same time, I believe if we get
not
back
the NFC least,
fix the pieces that we need to fix, I think that we'll be fine with Todd Bowles as our head coach.
I tell you what, Jay, let me ask you a quick question, and then we'll get both of your score predictions for tonight, and then Peter will land this plane. Straight up, if McCarthy was sailing off to the sunset, would Dallas Cowboy fans be disappointed in getting a Todd Bowles for a head coach in 2025 if they had the chance?
Oh gosh, would they be disappointed? You know,
that defense comes with him. That defense comes with him.
No, he is nah. I'd love to get the OC out of Detroit. Is really who I would want to go for.
Right.
And that's where I would want us to go. That's really kind of the only option I see us going into, with his pedigree and what he's been able to do there. Todd Bowles, no, I don't think he would be a good fit in Dallas at all.
I think that's the reason why he's still under for a certain populace of people here. Todd Bowles is just never going to be the most popular guy. And James, we see his genius on the defensive side of the ball. And even Jay says Dallas is a place to make. It's hard for coaches to want to go there, even if you could get a Todd Bowles and he brought that defensive scheme to the NFC East. Jay's like, nah, we'll look somewhere else. That's really that's the yin and yang of it. It's crazy.
Big game, James. I got one more question. I know that was the last one, but one more question. What's your biggest concern going forward with this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team right now?
Right now, it's the lack of pressure that we've been able to apply on the passer without blitzing. You put yourself in vulnerable situations in the secondary when you have to rely on the blitz so much. The linebacker position is one that really scares me. Levante David is old. KJ Britt has not been living up to the expectations of a lot of people. He has some high moments and low moments, and I think that it really needs to be addressed. JTS was one of the guys, like I spoke on earlier, that really hadn't lived up to the expectation, being that first-round pick 2 years ago when we got him out of Washington. Logan Hall has been kind of inconsistent. So going forward with the defense, the things that really concern me is the lack of pressure on the quarterback without having a blitz all the time. And so I think those are areas that we're really we've done a good job building up the offensive line the last couple of years. And I think the next step is going to be linebacker, edge, and secondary again, which, I think are the key, pivotal parts of the defense that you have to have success.
And who's going to be the first round pick for the Dallas Cowboys in 2025 there, Jay?
Oh, gosh.
Position for, is it Jackson? Is it Jackson Canada? Because that kid looks ready to go, James. first you, Jay, and then James can tell us about his awesome son, Jackson. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. But, positionally, we're going to have to go into the offensive line again. We have a lot of people that are, retired and getting hurt. Zach Martin is going to retire at the end of the season. If not, he'll be cut. So we're going to have to address the offensive line as well as the defensive line. So we're going to have to look at that as well as our DBs. So I think we're going to be good at the linebacker position, but definitely those three areas we've got to shore up.
All right, before we end this thing, I do got to ask James, because I brought up Jackson, of course, had a great year. Because, James, not only were you a player and a dog, but you've also coached, and now you have your son Jackson playing such great football. What's some of that experience been like this last season? Because I see all your posts, I see all your threads. It's been fantastic. What's it been like for you, Dad, as a coach, as a dad, and just enjoying what Jackson's doing right now on a football field?
It's good and bad. I love being there to watch the success that he's had, because looking at where I was at my at that age, I think he's further than me as far as like build wise. It's the dog aspect and the killer aspect that I try to instill in him a little bit more. But at the same time, to have different college coaches reaching out, telling us that they like him, that they're putting him on the recruiting board, that he has a chance to go play big D1 college football. It's all been a blessing, and to watch, just be a part of that journey, because my dad wasn't a part of my journey. You know what I'm saying? So it means a lot to me to be able to cheer him on, I tell him, I'm your toughest critic, but I'm your number one fan as well. So I'm going to always tell you, God damn, son, I'm proud of you. But, oh, shit, you better use your hands better next time you're going to rush that offensive tackle. You understand me? Like, it's going to be both. It's going to be both worlds. You're not going to get it any other way from me. And I think that later on he'll appreciate the realism of what I hit him with and how I directed and delivered it to him, because I never want him to get to a point throughout this journey where he said, I didn't know, or my dad didn't tell me, or my dad didn't help me. If something else happens, it won't be because I didn't try to prepare you for it. It'll just be because you weren't as good as carrying out that technique as maybe you should have been. So, but it's been awesome, man. And I ain't gonna tell y'all, like right before Thanksgiving, when the University of Texas called and invited him down to a game, yes, I was like almost through the roof, and I was mad. But I was mad at my wife because she planned a birthday party that weekend, and I couldn't leave and go down to the game.
I know.
But other than that, man, it was great. And
I don't know if you're trying to hide it, but we all saw it. I don't know if you're trying to hide the hate there, but we all saw it. I mean, we felt for you, brother.
What if James? What if Bill Belichick walks into your door and says he wants your son? What did you think about Belichick taking that job with North Carolina, and what would you think about him walking into your door? What would you do? What would you say to him?
It baffles me, first and foremost. I'm not going to lie to you. I never, ever in my mind pictured Bill Belichick in college football. But at the same time, first and foremost, if my son was getting recruited by the University of North Carolina and he thought that was going to be a good fit for him if Belichick came in the house, I think you can keep the conversation all the way 100. First and foremost, you being the guy that you are on defense, where do you see my son fitting in this defensive scheme? And how do we maximize his potential? And what does he need to do to make sure that he can get on the field here in North Carolina?
What's Jackson's height now?
He's 6'4".
He's 100%. He's an outside linebacker in a 4-3. I mean, 100%. I see him in the Buccaneer uniform here in 2029.
He's a real defensive end, honestly.
I know
he doesn't like to hear me say that, but his build reminds me a lot of Simeon Rice. It really does. Yeah, Simeon Rice, Javon Curse is how he's built.
Put the hand in the sand or keep him straight up. He's going to find a way to get to the center of that place, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We got to have a score prediction from both of you for tonight before we let you get out of here.
Yeah, big game, James. Go.
I hate score predictions. Buccaneers 27, Cowboys 17.
Love it. Crazy. All right, Jay.
Too low for you?
No, yeah. I think it's actually going to be 31-28 Cowboys way.
Wow. All right.
We call that a standoff.
That is a standoff. Guys, go ahead and promote yourself here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill.
Hey, it's the dynamic duo, Big Game James and the Buff Nerd Jay Stoggs, the host of Big Game Sports Buzz. You can catch us every Thursday on the BGSE network on YouTube, Facebook, IG, and on X. We will be off until the first of the year, though. So y'all get some reruns and some recaps. But yeah, we about to enjoy this Christmas holiday, and I'm about to go enjoy turning 50. So that's what's going on.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Jay Stoggs, appreciate the time. We'll see you soon here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, guys. All right.
Hey, man. Appreciate y'all having us.
Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely good stuff there. Let's come back here. Now the phone lines are open as people continue to walk up and down, and we get you ready for Bucs versus the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football on NBC. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Yes, sir. We are on live there. The sport. Give that man a card.
Oh, a card.
Give him one of those cards there. Right there as he's looking to see. There you go.
Thank you.
That's
Merry
what
Christmas.
you always do. Always closing.
I'm never closing. That's my
for
problem.
Closers, and you get your coffee for that. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Stick with me, kid. You'll be okay. All right.
Just dropping them tonight.
I am dropping it tonight. All right. Dropping it like it's hot, like Snoop Dogg.
Now you're getting jiggy with it.
I am getting jiggy with it. That's Will Smith. You're talking about Snoop Dogg.
I was getting ready to quote.
This guy sucks.
Okay, all right, let's go on to the phone lines here. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Eric from Lakeland, Florida. Bring the passion. Bring the excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Winner, chicken dinner.
31-17 tonight. Mike Evans, 120 yards, 10 catches. Baker over 300, rushing over, I say, about 200 yards. Keep it going.
Love it.
Eric,
And,
I think you're 100% right.
yeah.
I think that this offense can I'm not putting, we would just talk with Jay Stocks, but I think this offense, if it gets rolling, and it's going to be on the carpet, I just want to know which Buccaneer is going to end up in that red salvation can.
It might be Bucky Irving and maybe
like it.
Rashad White and maybe Mike Evans coming back to Texas there, of course. Texas A&M from there, nearly signed with Houston in the offseason.
And, Baker's got he's from Texas, too, and
Yes.
he talks about the fact that he was not drafted at all.
Yes.
Going back to Texas. So you talk
Eric,
about chips on both shoulders.
We appreciate the call. We're going to get out to this guy right here. Let me get out to him. Here we go. Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television on a Sunday night football game with your Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Dallas Cowboys. What's on your mind tonight, boss?
What's happening, Peter? Ray, how you doing?
I'm doing
Harry?
good, buddy. Speak up just a little bit. I don't know what that phone situation. Turn it up just a little bit. We want to hear that golden voice of,
That's what he's
of
got.
the Greek.
Voice.
The golden voice
Harry
of
the
the Greek.
bass.
Harry, there it is. Now,
There
Harry,
it is. There's
please-
the base.
Please tell me you didn't have a large position on those Bears to win today.
Who's this asking me that?
That'd be
That's
Tampa Bay
Ray.
Ray Kennedy.
Hey.
No, I did have the Bears winning today. But it just didn't work out that way. No big deal. Let's talk about the Buccaneers.
Yes.
Something that's a little bit more relevant. This is the game that I told everybody about. Unlike last week, I didn't think it was a sweater. This is the game that I think is going to be a lot more played closely to the vest.
Yeah.
Teams have a tendency of overlooking teams that aren't playing very well. And right now, Dallas is a team that Tampa thinks is not playing well, but it's actually just the opposite. Now, I really love the two guests that you had on earlier, but I'm telling you from what I've watched in the tape work, that defense for Dallas is playing really well right now.
Mm-hmm.
It could pose a little bit of a problem. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think they're going to lose this game, but I do not think it's going to be a blowout, unlike what we've seen in the past couple of weeks.
With that being said, it starts with Micah Parsons. It ends with Micah Parsons. And we heard from Big Game James where he says that sometimes this guy doesn't play up to his full capacity, but the last couple of games, he has really been showing off there the reason why he can be a defensive player that can cause havoc and has done that against the Bucs before. Well, if you're the Bucs, how concerned are you with Parsons in that matchup tonight?
It's not so much Parsons. It's the front four that I'm worried about. I think they're going to have some success because, first off, they're not going to be trying to blitz all the time. They're going to play a lot of zone, and they're going to force Tampa to try to run the football. And, let me tell you something. Dallas has a formidable defense, especially against the run.
Right.
Tampa's going to have success in the pass, and if Baker doesn't get too frustrated, or God forbid Tampa falls behind early and forces Baker into making those ill-advised passes, especially throwing into his own defense, then Tampa could have some success. But if it's the other way around, Tampa could be in trouble a little bit in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely Tampa could be. And the bugaboo has been the second quarter, and a lot of people put the blame on Todd Bowles. But what do you it's easy to talk about, but what do you do to solve that problem with that second quarter? Because you get 2 turnovers versus the Chargers. Of course, they're able to come out in that second half. The defense is able to put up a 0 versus that opposing offense of Justin Herbert. But again, you can't have that second quarter. What do you attribute those struggles with this Bucs team when it comes to that second quarter this year?
I'd love to give you a definitive answer. I mean, I'd love to tell you what's wrong with the Chicago Bears in the first half of games.
Yeah.
For 3 straight games, they didn't score any points, and today they score 14. I just think it's the way teams are lining up against them. I don't think Tampa's really got any mysterious problems in the second quarter. I think this is one of the better teams in the National Football League. I think they're the team that's hottest right now, but they're due for a letdown because of the big win that they had last week. But as far as the question that you had, Peter, I don't think that they're going to have very many struggles. Again, I think this game's going to be a lot tighter than what people think.
Harry.
Tampa's got problems on defense still, but then again, you don't have Dak Prescott throwing anybody the football. And I love the caller that thought, the DB is going to be the player of the game, and that very well could be. But really, you're not locking down CeeDee Lamb with one player. It just isn't going to happen,
Harry,
unfortunately.
you were speaking about the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that same very thought-out sentence, but did you happen to hear any news today about maybe the Buccaneers bandwagon getting one fan heavier and the Chicago Bears fan wagon maybe getting one fan lighter?
What do you mean?
Did you hear this? The tribal troll, the hell is frozen over at this point as Roger Shue is now his allegiance. Yes,
Give me my music.
His allegiance.
Acknowledge me.
He's allowed to be both, as I am both. Everybody knows that.
Well, he doesn't even want to root for the
jumped
Bears
off.
anymore.
Yeah,
he just jumped off. He's Bucs.
Well,
It's no
then, he's
go
not,
Bucs.
then Roger, if you're listening, you heard it here first from Harry the Greek. You
Uh-oh.
have now lost your Chicago Bear fan card. You're done.
Oh, buddy.
You're banished in the middle of Lake
Wait a
Michigan.
minute.
You are now a Buck fan.
Okay,
Go
wait.
walk the plank. There you go.
Well, and he also sent a $50 YouTube super chat.
Can I get him
so
back in there if we give half of that to the Chicago?
We're not
Card
giving
Club?
half of anything.
Roger's
How about
gotta have
that?
a
You're
card.
bum. Right there. All right, we're on with Harry
That
the
was a
Greek.
good one. No,
Thank
but
you.
seriously, I think Tampa's going to win this game. I'd be really shocked if they turn around and duplicated the same performance that they had from last week.
Yeah.
That took a lot out of a team. I don't care what anybody says. They really played out their ass last week, and they had to, and they played a really, really good defense. But if you remember, Pete, I said that they would handle and they would beat the Chargers.
Yeah.
This was the game that everybody's going to be looking past. And let me tell you something. Tampa's got all the pressure on them. Don't look now. Atlanta won today.
What did you think of that? Michael Penix Jr., efficient, throws an
18,
interception,
27,
18 for
200
27, over
yards.
200 yards.
No touchdowns.
Is that a desperation move, or from what you saw today of Penix Jr., that could help their offense and possibly try to sneak into that playoffs?
Listen, man.
For a rookie quarterback.
Michael Penix Jr., that ball gets off his hand faster than any quarterback that I've seen this year as a rookie, including one Caleb Williams.
Oh, that's true.
Okay?
Wow. Yeah.
And that ball was just exploding off his hand. And for his very first game ever in the National Football League,
Confidence was there.
I'm going to tell you right now, he looked really good. And it added another dimension totally to Atlanta's offense.
We didn't know what to
where
expect.
he can actually roll up. Now,
Yeah.
he's more of a pocket passer, but come on, man. He's a little bit more mobile than one Kirk Cousins is at 139 years old.
And as a Jaden Daniels, the 2023 Heisman Trophy winner, uses those legs. You think back to a Commanders quarterback in Robert Griffin III, and Penix is not that guy. He's had the knee problems already. It's why he ended up from Indiana going to Washington. But, man, you're right. That ball zips off of his hand. He's going to be a great pocket passer. And today he did nothing to make me, at least dissuade me from thinking he's got a career, which makes me want to have a Todd Bowles defense in this division for at least the next 5 years.
And it is the Giants, so we'll see
And
how
again,
it works
it is
out.
the Giants, but then again, Peter, in all fairness, they can't control who they're playing.
That's it.
But it was the perfect team to play if you were a rookie quarterback coming in to go ahead and start. Again, all the pressure's in on Tampa. I really hope and pray to God they can turn around and not make any, ill-advised mistakes early in the game. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people are anticipating.
Okay.
But I'm telling you now, in the second half, I think Tampa walks away with the game.
And that's been, their MO at the end of the day, right? I mean, that's not how they start. It's how they finish. They finish strong. Defensively, they're playing a lot better. I think Kalijah Kancey is getting healthy. I think Yaya Diaby is getting healthy here. And,
Logan Hall's coming on.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
Logan
and you'll see.
Hall's been coming on all year long.
Zach
but,
Avenue's been there, yeah.
JTS showed some flashes. We'll see from him. My concern is KJ Britt being healthy, because ever since KJ Britt hasn't been on the field, the defense seems like they're getting better. Todd Bowles is blitzing more. What do you see from this defense right now that has been much maligned for the whole year, that seems to be playing better, and is one of the main reasons why you have a win streak of 4 games at this point?
Well, number one, I'd like to pat myself on the back. I'm the one who predicted that they would probably win out, and if they didn't, they would lose only 1 game.
Right.
As far as the defense is concerned, you're not seeing a lot more. This is where Todd Bowles separates himself as being a really good coach in the National Football League, because he has not been blitzing as much because of the talent and the lack of it.
Mm-hmm. No, keep on going, Harry. I'm sorry. We got people.
Seriously, it's because of the lack of the talent that he's had right now, especially on the defensive line. And, Diaby, God, he's on a milk carton, man. He's got to start playing a little bit better. The linebacking group's got to start focusing a little bit more. So when they're not getting to the quarterback as quick, they are playing a little bit more zone. And for that reason is why Tampa is winning these football games. And the proper adjustments have been made, especially on defense.
Well, and I go back to the offense. I'm going to pat you on the back again, because you said, the difference between this offense this year and last year was the fact that they had a consistent running game. Bucky Irving last week going over 100 yards for a total over 200 and 22 yards to this Bucs offense. Talk about this running game and what they do up front at the point of attack. Do you think they can do that tonight versus this Dallas Cowboy defense that, I get it, has played well lately, but that's against the Giants and the Carolina Panthers. Now your real challenge is against this the physicality of this Bucs offensive line.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Just do me a favor, while you're sitting there talking in your lights, take a look to your right. You'll see a nice shiny Cadillac passing you. Hey, boys.
Is that you?
Whoa! There he is right there. There's Harry the Greek. We got to love that. We got to get him a mic. We got to get her a mic.
When he gets here, I'll get the mic set up.
I know
you don't have to get a mic set up, guys. I got Mrs. Greek with me. We'll come by. We'll wave into the cameras.
Hello.
She's had a real long day today at work, and I just wanted to call in and give my boys a little bit of a surprise, and we wanted to come up and support the Sports Web over at Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. Where's it at, Ray?
Oh, I just saw you coming down Central Avenue, just below 16th Street, right here into the Edge District of St. Petersburg.
I love when he does
at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar.
That's the best line. The Edge. I love it, guys. All right, well, we'll see you soon here. I guess we'll get a score prediction from you when you get on camera. But yeah, it's great for you to come up here with Mrs. Greek. We haven't seen Jamie in a while, so it'll be great. And you guys, I think it's going to be a good game for a lot of Bucs fans out there. And I still have optimism that they can run the table. Although, what is your biggest concern tonight, Greek, with this game?
I don't really have that many concerns in the game. They just have to play mistake-free football, and they will win the game. It's really simple. There's not the keys to the game. Keep playing zone. Keep everything in front of them. Your defense isn't all that in a bag of chips right now. You got to get healthier. Continue to run the football, and don't make any ill-advised passes. So those are my keys to the game.
All right. Good stuff, Greek. We'll see you soon here on The Evolution, my friend. All right?
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
Let's go out to Eric.
Oh,
Eric. Yes.
Eric.
What's going on? Turn up your volume just a little bit there, man.
Peter Blake, highway Kennedy.
What's going on, buddy?
Eric,
What's on your?
You gotta bring the what?
Don't bring the norm.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. So go ahead, Eric.
Man, my key to the game: run the damn ball.
Run the damn ball. I mean, that's
Eric
been the
knows
thing.
ball.
That's been the big time difference with this Bucs offense this year.
And number two,
yes.
Baker Mayfield, no turnovers today.
No turnovers.
Mistake-free football.
Only
like
one
Aaron Greek was
interception
saying.
last
Yes.
week in the second quarter, and then after that, he was really flawless. He really was.
Yeah.
22 for 27.
Right.
Yeah.
And Mike Evans, I'm picking Bucky Irvin.
Flawless victory.
Bucky Irvin gets touchdown today, and Mike Evans will get one too.
All right, so you got Bucky Irving as your player of the game, and what's the score of the game there?
I might say Buck 35, Cowboys 21.
35-21.
35-21. All right, we'll give you the Ric Flair. I like it.
Woo!
There
Yeah.
you go. Good stuff, Eric. Appreciate the call. We'll see you on the post game. All right?
I want to say something, man.
No, go ahead, brother.
Go for it.
I'm not sleeping on the Cowboys. The Cowboys fighting for the playoffs too. Both teams are fighting for the playoffs. I'm not sleeping on the Cowboys either.
Okay.
They're fighting for the playoffs.
All right.
Don't underestimate
Good
them.
stuff.
100%, brother.
Good stuff because it could become a trap game. Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. It's the evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter right there. What Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy
Seiko
live
reporter.
here. Yes, the Seiko reporter there.
You haven't
live
given
here
me-
at Ferg
you haven't
Sports
given
Bar
me
and
my
Grill.
real sound effect.
Oh,
yet.
well, wait. Here it is. Wait. How about that? There's
Wait,
your
no,
real sound effect.
that was actually me.
Oh,
Play the
hold on.
sound
There it is. I love that. You know why I love that so much. All right, we'll continue to read these comments, take your phone calls as always. Get you ready for Bucs versus the Cowboys on
Let's go.
Sunday Night Football on NBC.
Sunday Night Football in America. Who's the one?
WNBC. WNBC. Like Howard Stern did in the Private Parts movie. You see that movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Good movie.
Classic movie, man.
Yeah, I haven't watched
My inspiration.
I have not watched it in 20 years.
Remember when he starts out as like a radio guy and his
like
voice
doing
is
the tapes
terrible?
and everything.
That's
Yeah,
how I
he's
feel.
working overnights.
And then you try and that's how I was. Like, I got a story here really quick.
Good.
So Tom Krasnicki at the time is at 10 a.m. I'm overnights. And the usual guy is late.
Nice.
So I've got to run the board.
Nice.
T. Kraz comes in to me. You got this? You got this? Oh, yeah, I got this. Sure, I got this. Boy, that was terrible. Absolutely atrocious.
Well, you're under
Didn't turn
pressure.
on.
It's
Well, I
Tom
never ran
Krasnicki.
a live show. It was just
Yes.
overnights at that point. You just push a button. Well, it's not that simple. All right, let's go out to Mr. Bucs fan himself now.
Acknowledge me.
Roger. Oh,
Let's go out to the Tribal Troll using his second call for the night, Mr. Roger Shue. Go ahead.
All right.
Yes.
Peter Blake, I think I have to clarify. I'm still a Bears fan.
wait, I'll take. Wait.
For them. I'm still now
Breaking
rooting
news.
for the Bucs.
Well, Roger, that's the first time.
I feel like he's giving like a draft. He's drafting somebody. The Bears are drafting somebody. So go ahead.
I'm kind of like the Greek.
Okay.
I love my Bears, but
Okay.
now I'm on the Bucs bandwagon.
There you go. Wait a minute. You're going to stay on the bandwagon through the end of the season. The bandwagon takes at least a 3-month minimum required commitment. Are you ready to make that 3-month commitment?
All right. Let me break this down. I've lived in Tampa for 40 years.
Yes, you have.
Okay.
Tell him about it.
I should have become a Bucs fan a long
Thank
time
you.
ago.
Yes, you should have. Yes.
Although 40 years ago. Go ahead, Roger.
How many years have you been telling me that I should become a Bucs fan?
Well, it's been a lot of years. I don't know why it took so long for you to realize this.
You finally got to me, brother.
There you go.
And it also, in your defense, Roger, 40 years ago was 1985. It would have been a real bad time to get off the Chicago bandwagon in any way, shape, or form.
We moved to Florida like 6 months after the Bears won the Super Bowl.
Brother, then you can't ever let them get out of your heart. But we appreciate you making a little room in there for being a Bucs fan as well.
Love it, man. We love it.
Yes.
We love it. All right.
And the Greek is here.
Yeah,
so the Greek wants to talk to you,
The
Roger.
Greek is
Stay
here.
Hold on. Come here. Stay here.
I just heard him.
Come here. Roger's on.
I can't stay on.
Hi.
All right. There's Jamie right there, Miss Greek. Let's go out to Harry the Greek here. Hold on as Roger Shue is on the line. Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire, here on the Evolution Live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. You got Roger Shue, the Tribal Troll, who just acknowledged that you were correct. Yes. He's gonna clarify this.
I just want to hear
Mr.
something.
and Mrs. Greek.
Did you just denounce that you were not a Bears fan anymore?
No, Harry, I did not.
Okay.
He did not.
I will be a Bears fan for life.
Okay, I was just curious because I was coming to get your Chicago Bear fandom card.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I will never
Where's
not be
it
a
at?
Bears fan. Supporting the Bucs is my second team, like yourself.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
That's fair. That's a
How you
fair
doing tonight,
assessment.
Pete?
I'm doing good, man. I'm ready for this game tonight. I'm
We're
pumped
down
up.
here at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, right here located on 6th. No, wait a minute. It's just, how the hell does Ray say it?
I don't know how he does it. He went to go
District.
take a break on the Edge District. I,
mean,
like how he
Edge
says that.
District,
Yeah.
you know, and the Greek's wife just went up to the bar. God help us.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I mean, it's Christmas. Let me
Good
throw
for
this.
Mrs. Greek.
Let me throw this question out there, gentlemen, because we kind of threw it out there Wednesday, didn't get a great response. Maybe I covered it too late or asked it too late. What would you get your favorite team? Say the Bucs at this point. I say health, because I would like this team to get healthy with Winfield Jr. and Jordan Whitehead.
There's only
And of
going to get
course-
so healthy, Peter. You want to know what a Christmas wish is?
Right.
Make it to the playoffs.
So that's what it is.
It's not going to get any better. If they can avoid any more injuries, just make sure they win out, guarantee themselves a spot. The offense is clicking on all 8 cylinders, even without Chris Godwin.
Yes.
Okay. Even without Chris Godwin, this team is hitting on all 8 cylinders. It's defensively you want them to get healthy. Make sure they can protect Baker. And I'm telling you now, you don't know how far this team can go in the playoffs. Because let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, these world beaters called the Detroit Lions, they're not that good. and neither is Minnesota.
No.
Anyway, I got to bounce. Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy's coming back. He ain't got time to talk to the Greek tonight.
Oh, come on. We always got time for the Greek.
I would like Ben Johnson as head coach for the Chicago Bears.
want him.
Ben Johnson for the Chicago Bears.
I don't want him.
Why?
That's for another subject. You don't want Ben Johnson.
Okay. Ben Johnson. No Ben Johnson for Harry
Y'all
the
have
Greek.
a good day. Go Bucs.
There you go. Go Bucs, as always.
That was my,
right there.
the Academy Awards when they get the big stars, get up and go to the bathroom. They have seat fillers. That was my seat filler. Well, I got another highlight.
Well, it's a hell of a seat filler because he definitely could carry the show.
Well,
here.
he carried you. I could. In the best
He
part
carried
about
you.
it,
How about this? How about this?
I could hear Roger. I could hear Greek. I could hear you because we have our speaker set up. It's so nice because you're right. The interactivity.
I told
the
you.
evolution continues.
I told you, and you were like, I don't know if this is going to work out. There's not going to be a lot of fans out there. Yes, we'll definitely pass that
He's
on.
staying here, Roger. We'll get him,
yes,
brother.
Merry Christmas to you. We'll see you on the post-game edition. I don't care
I
how
don't know
late
about
it
a
is.
post game.
We'll get a post-game.
I don't know about a post game. It's gonna take a lot of beer to make me have to be here till 11:30.
All right, we'll get you a lot of beer.
I'll be here.
We got then we ordered the wings.
I haven't ordered them yet, but the game hasn't. It's only 6:40, 6:50.
It is 6:40.
6:50.
Oh, we're almost to what now? Almost a 2 hour.
It's like we're waiting for. It's like we're waiting for midnight. It's like New Year's Eve at 6:30. I
And
haven't
Ryan
got a buzz yet.
Seacrest on the Dick
Well,
Clark.
Roger is Ryan.
Right.
Give us a countdown, Roger.
Come on.
Have a great show, guys. I will see you. Are you doing a halftime?
Of course we're doing a halftime show. That's what we do here on the Evolution. As
Love you,
people
Roger.
keep on walking
All
by.
right.
Absolutely.
I'll see you guys at halftime. Go Bucs.
All right, absolutely. Go Bucs. Let's go. Go Bucs.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Play the whole song.
Go Bucs.
Okay, you got the whole song.
All right. Let's go. Keep on reading these comments as phone lines are still open. Give your prediction. Who's the player of the game? Also, I asked this question: what was more important last year's? More impressive, last year's win versus the Packers, or last week versus the Chargers? How confident are you versus the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football on NBC? And on top of that, if you could get the Bucs something for Christmas.
Ooh.
What would it be besides the obvious of a playoff appearance or NFC South title?
Playoffs.
What would it be? You.
I got to tell you, I just realized with Kate Otten not playing tonight, I have to come up with a new player of the game. And I've decided who it's going to be.
Kicker.
No. Although I did mention Browning, they brought him back on. I realized the Buccaneers' secret is to keep 52 available spots, all 53. You put Browning on the practice squad every week, and you bring him back
Well,
up
we
again.
saw how you solved that punting problem. Don't punt.
Don't punt. That's exactly
That's
right.
it.
That's what
Just
they
go
did.
for it on fourth down.
Yes.
Just score points. Don't turn over the ball. If you do turn over the ball, at least you don't have to punt.
Yeah, and throw it deep. And it's going to be Logan Hall, the former University of Houston.
Whoa.
Sack Avenue.
Listen to
on his
you.
first return trip to Dallas. Well, they played against the Texans,
Doing
I think, his rookie
research.
year.
Look at you.
No, I'm not. I knew him at Sack Avenue, the University of Houston. But I'll take Logan Hall tonight. Sack Avenue for the player of the game. That's my guy. I'm going to lock it in.
All right, lock it in there.
Locked
So
in.
Logan Hall. That was not on my
Locked in.
scorecard. I would say maybe Levante David, Mike Evans. Those are Baker Mayfield. I'll tell you what. Let's take a break. We'll read the rest of these comments,
Yes.
but let's hear what the national media had to say about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their big win over the Chargers last week, 40-17 here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. First, from Pat McAfee of the highly popular Pat McAfee Show, who, by the way, is also a wrestling announcer for WWE. Did you know that?
He does everything.
He does
I
everything.
think he's after Ryan Seacrest's job. We'll see him.
I'd rather
New Year's
have
Eve.
him than Ryan Seacrest.
I do like Pat
Just
McAfee.
saying.
except-
All right,
yes.
let's go out to McAfee.
And a Bulls defense can beat anybody. They can figure out anybody if they have to, and maybe they will. What if the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl this year? What if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win the Super Bowl this year? Hey, they got explosive plays.
Yep.
They got a defense. Like maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers figure out how to make it to the end of the line to win the Lombardi, and that would be a phenomenal story for Baker Mayfield.
I mean, we said this a couple of weeks ago. The sky's the limit. When everybody was saying, fire Todd Bowles, the Atlanta Falcons are the greatest team since sliced bread
Yes.
because they beat the Bucs twice and all this other nonsense. What did I say? Relax.
Yeah.
Like you're getting in the Tesla when I'm doing Uber. Get into the Tesla.
You've managed to work that in here.
Always.
Always.
Put that seatbelt on.
Always be closing.
It's going to be a smooth ride. And look, it has been, there's some bumps in the road, but it's been a
I
smooth
got to
ride
be
here.
honest, though. Pat McAfee, you got to realize usually 4 days a week and twice on Sundays, he's got AQ Shipley sitting right over here next to him.
Very true.
And that guy would take him down. So he's got to say something good about the Buccaneers and Todd Bowles. Shipley also does a great job on that show. The Pat McAfee show. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's a definite watch.
That's kind of our inspiration of the sports web. We want the same type of deal,
But outside
the same
the
type
lines.
of success.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
you love
that's
that.
what
AJ Hawk, of course, on there, and the cast of characters and guests. And
They do good.
Of course,
The
Aaron
Thunderdome.
Rodgers going back into the
take
the
away
dark
Rodgers,
room.
though. Again, I keep saying, why do we get so surprised when we ask the village idiot a question every week, and the village idiot comes back with a quote? And that's media these days. There's 31 other quarterbacks in this league that I'll take a lot of coverage on. Don't waste all your time on ayahuasca and what my guy Aaron's doing. Great player, but I'm over this.
And he's in the dark. There you
He's
go.
very. Oh, you just did a meme.
Thank you. I
That was
did.
yes, dad joke.
Thank
Pete,
you.
I'm
All right.
proud.
Somebody else who's been highly critical of Baker Mayfield in the past, Mr. Colin Cowherd, which my colleague mentioned is twice.
Yeah, 6 hours a day
Yeah,
here in
6
Tampa Bay,
hours a
the
day.
same show twice because we can't do local programming. I don't know. Don't ask me.
This is what you come to find out about Cowherd as he reveals that he tried to hire Baker Mayfield for his podcast company, which
Why
is
wouldn't you?
interesting. But this is what he had to say about the Bucs' big win over the Chargers here on the Evolution.
Like Baker Mayfield. But I can say this full disclosure. I offered him a job a year ago on my little podcast company. I think he's going to be a great broadcaster if he wants to. He passed. He declined. Totally get it. But I'm watching him. It's perfect. He's got the grit, and he's a perfect fit. This team's great for him. I would not want any part of Tampa in the playoffs. I mean, didn't they beat Philly and Detroit? Didn't they take Kansas City to overtime? I mean, what they did to the Chargers yesterday, the number one defense, took them apart in L.A. I mean, took them apart. You can't run on them because of Vitavia. You can't run on them. Yet they can run on you because they have an excellent GM. They have multiple. J-Mac touched on this a couple months ago. They have multiple running backs. You can't cover Mike Evans as he ages gracefully. He and Baker are totally connected at the hip. Tristan Wirfs now is the highest graded left tackle pass blocking. And this team's going to play with house money. So the best Baker is always Baker with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
That is Tampa. I would not be surprised at all. Listen, they could host Green Bay in a playoff game. If I'm Green Bay, I want no part of that.
None.
Jordan Love
It
don't
is
want no part
scary
of
to
that.
face a team that is really good, getting healthy, and they're playing with house money. And I said this when Baker went to Tampa. I said Baker's got an Ybor City feel to him. That's a fun part of Tampa,
love that.
kind of a party area. And I said
St. Pete
Baker,
too, though.
he's bounced around the league a little bit, but we know he can play. It's never been a question if he can play. But there's a little bit of a rebel, a little bit of an outlaw to Baker, and I've always felt there's a little bit. Tampa's a legendary mob city. Tampa's had its own little. It's like it's on the fringes of the NFL, but it's in the NFL.
He's on
And
ayahuasca.
I just think he's such a good fit for them. And when he signed the contract, I said I would absolutely give Baker a 3 or 4 year contract. I'm not going to pay him $60 million, but I'd pay him $38 million bucks. And I'm watching them yesterday.
Podcast.
This Chargers team, you don't move the ball like that on them. They went up and down the field. That it wasn't really competitive.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is just Baker's swagger and his confidence and the run game, and they protect him. And here's Baker after.
And, after that game, it comes down to that offense, and you're kind of worried because you got national media now. You also had, I'm trying to think of the guy there who also does his own show on NBC. He was talking highly about the Bucs and Baker Mayfield. So I know there's a lot of Bucs fans out there that are kind of concerned about, reading your press clippings, having that trap game. I think they already had the trap game, and that was the Carolina Panthers.
Well, no,
that
also
was the
Denver
reality.
Broncos. I
Right.
mean, but Panthers just took you right there. You realize, and they're showing themselves to be a little truer even that, and giving the winning the overtime win today against the Cardinals. But my point is that I like what Colin Cowherd said. I like how he got there, and then he hit all the high marks. Tristan Wirfs and the $33 million a year, which is still $20 million better than 15 quarterbacks currently
Rich
in this
Eisen,
league?
by the way.
Rich Eisen. I'm
yes.
sorry. Yeah,
a
that's what I
lot
was
of great
giving you a
things to
second
say.
thing.
Right. Yeah.
But the part where he says, I offered him a pod when he was out here because he was in California, right? And Baker looked like he's going to be Johnny Manziel without the problems. And I'm like, that kind of feels like someone saying, like, well, I would have known your girlfriend before I knew you, but I wanted to ask you out because you were prettier. It's like, what are you saying? I mean, at the end of the day, in retrospect, sure, he's a dog, and sure, you asked him to be on your pod when he was out there because you thought he wasn't going to have anything else lined up. So what you're saying is you didn't think he was good enough to be a quarterback in the National Football League, but you liked him enough to give him a podcast job. But I liked how he got there because he hit all the high marks, and he said a lot of true statements there.
He did. So we'll see how this works out tonight. Of course, Bucs versus the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football on NBC here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Of course, we got a halftime show for you. We got a post-game edition for you. Even if it's a little chilly, we got a winter weather. Even though I'm in shorts,
I'm still not in 100% yet. You got to woo me a lot more than that, Mr. Peter.
All right, I got to wine you and dine you. That's what it comes down to.
It might.
How about this one?
This guy sucks.
How about that? Does that move you?
Give me some of these comments.
Get off of me.
Wait, it's on. You got to pull it out. Can you play? Wait, I hate to ask. We got an hour left. Will you play the Bucs theme song again so I can hit the pull out part?
All right, here we go.
Remember, everyone on the sidewalk can hear us for half a block.
BUCCAMEERS. Go Bucs!
Oh, I know. Hey, Tampa Bay, the Bucs know how to shine. Hey, Tampa Bay, the Bucs know how to shine. We're in trouble, that's okay. We can pull it out. We're on the top when we stand up and shout.
All right, enough of that.
That felt good. I needed that too.
It did feel good.
They're wondering these guys. They think things. Yeah.
They think we're insane. They're like, "What the hell is going on over there?"
I'll hold the beer close to the vessel. Just go.
These
a couple
jerk
of drunk
offs
guys.
a show with their speakers out here.
Wasn't
like,
this
who are
the guy
they?
with the clowns last weekend?
I know.
What did these guys do?
The guy was pouring blue cheese on his face.
That was
and
crazy.
Screaming like it was, it was acid or something. It was burning his face. I wanted to burn my face after having to deal with that.
But it made the perfect form of a clown. You noticed that, right?
It made he was a clown.
It made me think, I wonder if that's just a kid.
And he was doing the Beavis and Butthead, and he had the two ladies in the background. They were dancing. They were at a good time.
We knew he was on something.
How you doing?
Right?
Yes.
But with Sarasota just across Skyway Bridge and the Ringling Museum and the clown and training hall, there's no saying that this kid meant. Get back to the comments.
All right.
Okay.
So Merry Christmas, Pete. Thank you very much. I think I read that. I want to read that again. Ben says, good afternoon, gentlemen. It was afternoon. Now it is night. Good afternoon to you in Las Vegas. Did Ray borrow his dad's jacket? Let's confirm this. Look at that.
No, actually,
Looking like Anchorman.
Got this.
Stay classy, San Diego.
San Diego.
Which
actually means Wales, but
vagina.
Running for Europe. I got a kid sitting right down here. It's like college game day to my right. I'm sorry, honey. For now on, when I do muffle ears, just do the muffle ears.
Got Baker Mayfield jersey coming down here. Go Bucs. All right, let's see what he has to say.
Number 6,
right there.
Knock these cowgirls out.
All right.
The division is ours.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about it.
Score
Baker,
prediction?
Yes.
30-17.
30-17. Okay. Baker Mayfield, the player of the game?
I'm thinking Bucky Irving.
Bucky Irving. Okay.
Bucky Irving.
You have lots of confidence in this team tonight. No concerns about the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football?
No.
All right. What's your name,
Micah
sir?
Parsons might get a couple of sacks, but that's it.
All right. What's your name, sir? Chris? All right. You've been on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television live here from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill in the Edge District.
Hey, that's his business card, but if you take it in here, they'll give you a free drink and just charge it to him. So.
Okay, please don't do that at all. We shut up and be quiet, Ray.
But you can find a shoulder later, Chris. Take care, brother.
Yes, go ahead and download the link there. New cards again, thanks to the giant goofball himself, Andrew Davis.
Yeah, a big guy.
Yes,
17. That's the fifth person that's took the under at 17 for the. I think if the Cowboys score 17, whatever the Bucs, we got to give these people credit.
I kind of like the under with this Bucs defense and the way they're playing right now. I do,
because of what Harry said. And
yes,
the reason why I hated this is because he's been analyzing the Bucs all season and he's been hitting the marks every time. Which I want to try to shake him up. I'm like, we're in Dallas. I believe that this Dallas game, and just because I think Todd Bowles also doesn't want this to be a trap game. Just make sure you make no mistakes and just be methodical.
Make no mistake, it's Peter Blake. That's what they call me at work at my telemarketing job.
For goodness sake.
Yeah, make no mistake, it's Peter Blake. All right, you shut up and be quiet. All right, so yeah, the Eagles district right there. Tim, thanks a lot for tuning in. Christopher Cole, Cowboys and Saints are eliminated from the playoffs. Again, that was what the media icon TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network, in case you're not
Who's in
listening
Dallas right now?
Who's in Dallas right now.
Bucs sideline guys.
We may
preparing
have
for
him
tonight's
on
game.
Monday night because we're going to have a special show on Monday night.
Look forward to
here
it.
on the Evolution Victory Monday. I'm just saying, I'm speaking it into existence.
Yes.
And by the way, I talked to Santa Claus, and he said I was a good boy this year. So I'm going to get what I want, and what I want is a Bucs victory over the Cowboys.
Yes.
The Bucs to win the NFC South along with the playoff appearance. That's it, and possibly go to the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl. Yeah,
I didn't want to say this at the time, but Frosty the Snowman touched me weird.
Well, and that's a problem.
He was cold.
This guy sucks.
He didn't give you the cold shoulder, right?
Oh man, no! He gave me the frozen hand treatment.
Oh Jesus! You know.
Welcome to Unintendedly.
Thank you. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Hey, it's Tim calling.
What's going on, Tim?
Tim.
How do you see this game tonight versus the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, I like our chances.
Okay.
Yeah, I like our. I'm thinking a lot like Harry. I just don't go out there and make a lot of mistakes
Right.
and run the ball a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
And lean on the offensive line because I think they're really, really coming together.
They are really coming together, and I think that's been a major impact. And salute again to Jason Light and Graham Barton. Again, he's had some of his bumps in the road, if you will. Picked up some holding penalties, but he has definitely been an upgrade over what they had last year.
That was what I was just about to say, the exact same thing you just got done saying.
Well, there you go. Great minds think alike.
Yeah, I do. I like our chances tonight. And we got to, again, we got to stay out in front of the Falcons. And anyway, just really go out and try to play as much mistake-free football as possible.
Agreed.
If that happens, I see the Bucs winning.
Biggest concern with this Dallas Cowboy team tonight?
I hate to see that Cooper Rush have a night. I know he went over 300 last week, and that's the thing that scares me more than anything. I don't think they can run the ball on us because we got a good run team, but him throwing the ball scares me a little bit. We've had issues in that defensive backfield because so many people are hurt. So that's the thing that scares me. But then again, hopefully Todd will run a lot of blitzes in there on them and make them uncomfortable.
Well, Tim, and the success he had was based on what Dowdle was doing there at running back with the 3 games over 100 yards. And you talk about the Bucs being strong against the run defense, but wouldn't that be what Dallas has to do? Is get that run defense going so they can get that. I'll say play action pass game going, but if you're one dimensional and we're making you a passing team, I think the Buccaneers have shown in 2024 we're going to beat you.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's what happened last week. San Diego quit trying to run right away.
Yeah.
Well, and they shut down Gus Edwards, and you got a matchup tonight. And look, this Bucs team lately defensively has been better against the run, but they've had their problems. Hopefully, those problems don't show up tonight. I don't think they will. I think this team continues to do what they've done, which is have the momentum, run the table, and give everybody what they want, which is win the NFC South, get a playoff appearance, and who knows? Playoffs! All right, Tim, player of the game.
All the way.
All right, player of the game and score prediction.
Well, I'm going to say the offensive line, and I'm going to say 31-13.
Okay.
Oh, good off to 17, goes into 13.
Okay.
I like it, Tim.
All right, there you go. So good stuff there.
All right, guys.
All right, man. Appreciate
brother,
you.
great
Let me give you the
talking to
macho
you.
man.
Yeah.
As always, we'll see you on the post-game edition, all right?
If I'm awake, I'll call you.
Yeah, if I'm awake, I'll be here, Tim. That's what I'm trying to tell this guy.
Well, everybody's like, Tim, if you're awake, you got to be awake, right? Tell Ray he needs to do this post-game edition live from Ferg.
Ray, give it your best shot,
Tim,
my friend.
I know if I didn't love you, Tim, I'd be
That's
giving
what I'm
you a lot of
talking
crap
about
right now.
That's what I'm
Thank
talking
you,
about.
Tim.
All right, there's one. That's what we'll do for the night. All you
poll
web
question.
heads out there,
Poll question.
do you want us to do a post-game edition of the Evolution with Tampa Bay Ray? Convince him
I'll let the
right
votes
now.
decide it.
Let the votes decide
And believe me, if you hate listening to me, vote against me because
Yes.
I really wouldn't mind going home and sleeping at some decent time tonight. But like you made a good point. It's the
Yes.
holiday week, and
It
every
is.
year for the last 6 years we've been together, we usually kick the Christmas week, kick its butt.
Yeah, we do. We kick
So
the
why
Christmas.
wouldn't we stay for the post game?
So it's 727
Votes get it.
255
You got to call in though with your vote.
0391. You got to call in. You can also put it in the text chat, which I will not
If you
neglect. I'll read
If you
these.
put it with the chat that comes with money, that counts.
YouTube super chats and Facebook stars are
Always be
open also.
closing.
Always. Coffees for closers. All right. Thank you. Cowboys and Saints are eliminated from the playoffs. They are. Ralph Williams, bodyguard of the Berg. What's up, guys? What's going on with you?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Mr. Kirby, who called in before. My fantasy playoffs rely on tonight. I have Mike Evans, Bucky, Cooper Rush, Brandon Aubrey, and Chase McLaughlin. I'm down 51 points.
He said Chase. He didn't say Chase McLaughlin earlier, and I think Chase
Yes.
is good for 12 to 15 tonight.
Certainly possible, right?
Give you one over 50, and I'll put him up to 16 or 18.
And speaking of kickers, Aubrey's had a hell of a year. In
Yeah.
fact, from long distance, you love the leg,
I
right?
love
So
the
talk
leg.
about Aubrey and McLaughlin in this game.
That's what you'd expect if it goes according to how the Greek predicts. If it goes according to where the Bucs are trying to avoid playing a game where you look past them, or it became a trap game, then you're methodical and just taking care. If it comes down to a kicking game, the carpet there at AT&T with the no wind and everything, it could turn into just a great game if you're a fan of the leg.
I think the Bucs are great.
I'd like to see though Chase gets like 9 points because he kicked 7 extra points and had a nice whatever. That wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah, no
either.
punts in this game like you did against the Chargers. Just
Yeah.
run up and down on the Cowboys. But you got a feeling again, this Cowboy team has been playing better lately, although they have been officially eliminated
This
because
is their
the
Super Bowl, though.
Commanders
Right.
surprised the Philadelphia
The
Eagles
world.
today. How surprised
And don't
were you
forget-
by
no.
some of that?
Well, we beat Washington week 1, and even week 1, they looked like they were going to
Destroyed
They were going to,
Washington.
but they were going to be a get. You could, we destroyed them, but we destroyed them because of our play. It wasn't because we destroyed what Dan Quinn and that Washington, what they were doing with Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Now at OC, now you've seen them progress. But the Cowboys tonight, make no bones about it, they're in the NFC East. We beat the Commanders. We beat the Eagles. We beat the Lions at their place. This is the Cowboys. Hi, Jimmy. This is the Cowboys Super Bowl. So that's why you don't want to look past them here tonight. You got to go in there ready.
Yeah, I guess put it in. I don't know. Put it in. Yeah, you could put it in there. All right, let's go around the scores to the league in case you missed that. Starting at Thursday Night Football, Chargers 34-27, big time game there. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Miss Greek. Surprised by that because the Chargers top scoring defense. Up and down there. Looks like the Chargers are going to secure that spot going forward with that playoff spot. So talk about the Chargers and Justin Herbert once again showing out in a way. Yes, in a way that we didn't think. I thought it was going to be a defensive battle, and it wasn't. It was a shootout.
No, and the thing is, we talked about, again, as a Bucs fan, I'm going to go ahead and comment on that last question, Peter Blake. Great question, by the way.
Thank you.
As a Buccaneers fan, I wonder because our team played the AFC West this season, so we've seen these teams up close and personal. But the irony is this race for the AFC West, because the Chiefs are there at the top, getting lucky by default, winning what? They've won 72 games now by 1 score or less. It kills me, right? It's like, you want to hate them?
Right.
It's Mahomes.
Right. They just continue to find ways to win, but I
do.
just don't. And I know,
But the rest of the division starting
right,
to get there.
Right.
So,
I just don't see them go. I think the Buffalo Bills right now, which will update that score,
You say that,
24-14.
But then Pacheco has 170 yards, and then Kersey goes off, or not Kersey, but Travis Kelce goes
Right.
off, and you're like, oh,
Mr. Swift.
the AFC Championship game, Mahomes loses his leg beneath the knee, and he comes out limping the next week like a one-legged man in a fancy dance, throwing for 5 touchdowns and 400 yards. But because we saw this division this year, I'm generally interested. Thursday night's game was the best game I've seen on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
In a long time. This season they've been better. That was like they said, that was a playoff game.
That was a playoff game
Yes.
with playoff atmosphere, and it's not what you usually expect. But I always took the home team because I think the home team has that advantage on Thursday Night Football, and the Chargers showed that on Thursday night. Chiefs, like you mentioned, 27-19. Texans, going through it there. Stroud, throwing an interception early, able to overcome it, but not necessarily. You got to play perfect football versus this Chiefs team.
Yes.
And even when you do that, they still find a way to win. So right now, Chiefs 27-19, only one loss
Well, and
for
don't
the
forget,
year.
the thing is, I think DeMeco
versus the
Ryans
Buffalo
and what they're
Bills.
doing there, the Texans are doing,
Yes.
and CJ Stroud and everything, but losing Tank Dell hurt.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But I mean, I think this is a team that still has every bit the capacity to be a great team from week to week, but they don't feel like they paid their dues. They're only 2 years removed from the Deshaun Watson trade. They got 1,000 draft picks, and they're building a good team, but they feel like they haven't paid their dues. I'd be interested to see if they could make a long push into playoffs in 2024.
Definitely will be interesting to see Stroud and his development and what this team can do, because they did look at times yesterday scary. Ravens, talking about a scary team, and this is going to be a storyline that you need to follow. Lamar Jackson and his troubles in the postseason. No trouble in the regular season, especially with the Steelers, which is usually a close game. It was not close yesterday. Ravens 34-17. Your thoughts?
I remember interviewing John McKay at the trailer of the used to be One Buck place just off the eastern landing pad there at Tampa International Airport. He said, Ray, teams win championships with a defense and a running game. And the Ravens, they got a lot. And an MVP at quarterback, so that's a scary team.
And Derrick Henry right now, just being the catalyst of that offense, could be the missing piece where you would think if there's a team out there, and Harry the Greek mentioned this, and I'm going to give him kudos again, the two teams that he's definitely scared of that could dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs are none other than the Buffalo Bills and, of course, the Baltimore Ravens.
100% agree, because the Bills look great, and it looks like Josh Allen's going to get that MVP in 2024. Everyone wants to give it to Burrow. They talk about the fact that, even Baker's having a great year, but it just seems like he's doing things that no other quarterback's doing right now. And that's with Lamar doing just literally one division away.
Yeah. All right. Falcons, of course, we talked about them 34-7. Giants, once again, thanks a lot for showing up, which they did not. The Lions, 34-17 over the Bears, just overpowering them with their offense. Still, there's questions about their defense going forward. I feel like the upset probably of the day here. Panthers 36-30 over the Cardinals.
I mean, the Panthers are playing good ball.
They got waxed versus the Dallas Cowboys, and I think that kind of stole some momentum. But you got to give kudos to or give
Bryce
props.
Young, where he's coming from.
Right, Bryce Young, and you got I believe it's a Bucs fan right there.
Yeah.
I think
that
coming
Tom
by,
Brady?
we appreciate that. I think that was. I don't think it was
that
Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady. That's Tom Brady.
Tom's somewhere in the next city where the next Thursday night game is unable to interview people.
Probably Jim Brady. I don't know. It's Tom Brady.
He'd have been in a wheelchair, to be honest with you.
Yes. So 36-30. Dave Canales, got to give him credit, right?
100% what he's doing, and this is only going to make the Liam Cohen thing a story going all the way through as long as the Buccaneers go in 2024. And then even after that is the fact that here's a Buccaneers OC that was here last year, and he's showing what he could do with a young team and a good quarterback. What would they want? What's the team going to want to look at Liam Cohen and want to offer? It just continues to play that narrative.
Rams 19-9 over the New York Jets. This game was close. In fact, tied at 9, but the Rams get the momentum there, run away with it in the fourth quarter. Talk about this Rams team. Nobody's really talking about them, but they got some weapons, and defensively, they're young with, of course, without Aaron Donald, guys like Verse, Fisk from Florida State, know them all too well. Both of those players playing well right now for that line.
I go back to zero coverage in a playoff game just a few years ago, right? But it's Sean McVay, right? And then what kind of a narrative would that be? Oh, Liam used to be the OC here, and then Baker played there for 5 minutes last year, and here's Sean McVay, who was a Buccaneers ball boy back in 1933. So you can see the narrative there. At the end of the day, this Rams team out of the West, as I was looking at the Niners, and I knew with especially the problems they were having, and the Seahawks, they're just a joke, and they're losing right now. I've known that and now I've reaffirmed that the Rams are the strongest team in the West, and the one that gives Buck fans a little bit of thought to be like, oh, that could be a team.
Another big surprise of the day, the Washington Commanders come back 36-33. The big-time story in this game, Jalen Hurts going out with a concussion. We'll see how
it must
that
have been
goes.
a brutal hit. We didn't see it. Have you seen it yet?
I didn't see it.
We were getting ready for this.
Getting ready and doing everything there. But Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
With the touchdown in the fourth quarter.
He's got to be your rookie of the year.
Really is. 36-33. They play the Atlanta Falcons next.
And I got to make sure they have something to play for. Because, last thing we want to see Dan Quinn do is start to rotate guys in, sit McLaughlin and sit the dogs and try to figure it out. So now the biggest question, maybe there's a Bucs fan guy or girl out there right now that can do the math for me and let us know as we're the clowns, juggling on a wire here.
The Bucs right now, I believe, are the 3rd seed. And right now, if it ended, it would be the Green Bay Packers coming here.
So the Commanders would not be in the playoffs as they stand right now.
I think they would be in the playoffs.
Well, I got to make sure, because I'd also like them to beat those Falcons.
I think they would be the number 7 seed.
So they got to still fight to get in there, which means those Falcons should get every bit the good team.
That's going to be a playoff game, and
that'll be a Buccaneer playoff game.
I think that favors the Commanders. I think that's where Bucs fans should be optimistic, where the Falcons could once again trip up against the Commanders and Jaden Daniels.
But now you got Raheem Morris going, hey, Penix, this guy won the Heisman last year. It's going to be
two
rookie
quarterbacks.
Rookie quarterback.
Right.
So that's in the NFL.
Who thought that?
Guess who wins out of that?
Right.
Vegas and MGM and Hard Rock Bets in the NFL. So Roger Goodell going back to Pete Tagliabue, still doing a great job, guys. The best marketed product in all of the world, not just sports.
It is. Let's see here. You've got the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengals 24-6.
Yeah.
Once again, Cincinnati.
Who played quarterback for Cleveland? Was it
Dorian Thompson-Robinson? They
Right.
benched Jameis Winston there.
Oh.
Turnover problems. Imagine that. Water
It
is
wasn't
wet.
Bernie Kosar didn't strap him up again. We got the interview.
They
Bernie.
need Bernie Kosar.
We got
They
the
need
interview.
somebody.
Come on, throw some people.
Yes.
Get to interview him over
Yes.
at the David Ortiz event there, Super Bowl 2020.
The night before Super Bowl 55,
We rocked
which
that.
is so
Todd Grassley, shout out to Todd,
Todd.
the best guy in the Bay. You tell you what, you got anything you want to get done, get this guy on board. I don't even know what he masters in, but he masters in getting things done right. Todd Grassley, our guy.
Joe Burrow, 3 touchdowns once again,
MVP.
keeping the Bengals, trying to keep the Bengals playoff hopes alive. I believe it's still alive. Colts beat the Titans 38-30 there. Vikings over the Seahawks right now. Well, that's a final 27-24. So the Vikings
That was a good
continue.
game. And I feel
Yeah.
bad about the Seahawks because I was saying, putting them down, Geno Smith and all that. But it
Yeah.
seems like they've got it going in the right direction out there. But I still think the Rams are the best team in the West.
Buffalo Bills 24-14 over the Patriots, giving them a problem. But once again, Buffalo Bills just too much. Josh Allen, in your opinion,
Nobody
is he
circles
the
their
MVP?
wagons like the Buff.
That's true, Buffalo Bills. But Josh
Been doing
Allen,
it for years.
in your opinion, Chris Berman, thanks you for that. Is he the MVP of the league, in your opinion?
I hate to say it because, I haven't seen enough of Josh every game, but everything I've seen of this kid, not only is he commanding it from both phases of rushing and passing, but he's got this team rolling in the right direction where Sean McDermott and that defense, we always felt like they could get it over the top, and they've been at the top for so many years. But finally in 2024, you have a feeling that even if they have to go to Kansas City in the playoffs, in the AFC playoffs, even in a championship game, that Josh Allen's going to figure out a way to get it done. So that puts him at the top of the MVP race for me. But I think Baker Mayfield still gets in that conversation, top 6.
Raiders winning their game versus the Jaguars, 19-14. Any surprise there? Both teams going in the same direction.
Yeah.
Absolutely nowhere.
Both teams are going to be looking for a new coach next year.
Well,
probably
a new coach. One of those teams probably a new quarterback, but it looks like the
You
Raiders
think
still
Trevor
playing
Lawrence
hard
is
for
done
Pierce.
already? Yeah, I'm kidding.
Well,
One wonders.
a lot of people would say he's been
He looks like he's
disappointing
done.
with that contract extension. Injury you can't control, but before the injury, not setting the world on fire.
Well, like you got that Head and Shoulders commercial, so all of a sudden football's taking the back seat, which and it's sad. I was thinking about this the other day. The narrative on him at Clemson was he was a rock star when he was 12, and he just didn't seem like he wanted to be the dog. But you knew he wanted to because the kid plays phenomenally, and there's no
Sure.
way you can play at college football level, let alone and not want it. But he did always seem blasé. So obviously the narrative is out there. It's like, does he want it bad enough? I hate that being a narrative for the kid. It might just be bad luck. He's had some bad coaching there in Jacksonville.
And Jacksonville, will be one of those teams where you look at, and I hate to say it, but Liam Cohen is going to be a hot commodity. And if you're Jacksonville
Byron Leftwich
right now,
was at one point. They wanted Byron Leftwich. He was a Bucs. I'm kidding about that.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
Yes,
though. Why
but
would you want
it right. You want a hot commodity, offensive-minded coach
Yes.
to work with a young quarterback.
In-state,
That's
Liam,
the guy.
Save space because Liam went from Los Angeles to Kentucky to Los Angeles to Kentucky to Los Angeles to Kentucky. Then he came to the Bucs, and you're thinking he wants to be stable because he's in Tampa Bay. If he was offered the job there in Jacksonville, not only would it be 5 years later than Byron Leftwich, but maybe he could say, we're staying in Florida. We're just moving a little up to the Northeast.
I'm kind of surprised by this because they were coming in a little bit banged up. Tyreek Hill played in this game, was questionable. For my fantasy team, he played well. Finally, I didn't start him. So that was an idiotic move on my part. They're winning 29-17 over the San Francisco 49ers. How
Really?
surprised are you by this?
Again, I've seen him going that way, and it's not just the Christian McCaffrey thing, although I really do hope that cat's okay, because once he got out of the division, I was still wishing him luck, and of course, kind of McCaffrey guy. But I mean, we've seen it all. Debo, the problem there, they gave him too much money. Did they? Do they want? Are the Niners maybe going to trade a Kyle Shanahan? I mean, the narrative's out there, so that when people see the writing on the wall, I still say the Rams are the best team out there. The Niners, they haven't fallen too much. John Lynch will figure out a way to put it back together.
You kind of wonder if Kyle Shanahan at this point could be had for a specific trade. Do the Chicago? Do the Chicago Bears throw it out there? Do the Dallas Cowboys throw it out there? You give up because it works for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm just saying with John Gruden, is John Gruden on somebody's radar at this
It
point?
depends on
Always
if
gotta throw
Brock
it out
Purdy's
there.
the guy. If
Right.
if everyone in the house
Is he the guy?
But I'm asking, right? So if everyone in the house still believes Brock Purdy's the guy, then I think he stays there because you feel like you can have success moving forward. John Lynch does that. If Brock Purdy's not your guy, maybe you entertain a first-round pick for a team that would take a Kyle Shanahan and is, going back to Mike Shanahan,
Yes.
pulling guards, the blocking zone blocking, but 100%. But I think that'll, at the end of the day, are the Niners ready to set? Because they haven't given Brock that big contract, but he's due. So that's going to be a lot of decisions.
Well, and
have to be
that's the
made.
problem. If you give him a big-time contract, then it limits you from what you can do with that roster going forward. So do you say, you know what, we're not going to give him that big-time contract, maybe give him a prove-it deal, or maybe you go back into the draft and get somebody? Do you get a veteran at this point? I mean, get into John Lynch's mind here, defensive mindset. He's got to be under pressure. There was expectations there. I get it, injuries are a story, but it's been disappointing.
Yeah,
It has been disappointing if you're a 49er fan.
Yeah,
And somebody told me, look, Purdy is as good as what his offensive line is going to put out there.
Right.
What as good as his running back, as good as his wide receivers. He's just
And in
not
Trent
the
Williams,
guy.
in Trent Williams, you have a team that seemingly is going to be on the rebuild. Can they afford to give somebody $40-50 million a year as the guy?
Lots of money.
And then not build a new offensive line. So really good conversation to be had. But let's just talk Bucs Cowboys right now.
All right, let's continue to read these comments. As always, what you're watching right now is your pregame edition of the evolution of sports talk television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter, along with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, live here at Chili Ferg's Sports Bar.
You're wearing
And
shorts.
I'm wearing shorts
He's wearing
right
shorts.
now.
It's crazy, right?
My legs are kind of freezing, but I don't care. It was a beautiful day. I didn't heed your advice when
I
it comes
told
to
you,
the
bring
bipolar
pants.
weather of Florida. There again.
Wait, read the
Best of
comments.
the
I'll
Bay,
be right
Tampa
back.
Bay.
Read the
Okay,
comments.
we'll read these comments here. Hours ago before the game, well, I suppose I found what I'm looking for. Just waiting for the library to open up on Tuesday. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Payne Durham and Culp. We shall see if there's definitely a big impact. We've seen flashes from Durham before. We know he can catch the ball. Can he block? Not necessarily best of fleet of foot. What kind of situations do they put him in? What kind of impact losing Cade Otton for this offense is it going to have for this team tonight? Caller has a point. Herbert is the new Matt Stafford. That's a good point. That's definitely a good point. He's putting up big-time numbers, but does he have enough around him? Can Jim Harbaugh get enough around him? Can that organization do enough for him going forward? Go Bucs! Go Bucs!
Go Bucs, baby.
Go Bucs! All right, and again, open phone lines if you want to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Dallas Cowboys tonight. Who's your player of the game? What's your score prediction? What would you like this team to get for Christmas besides the obvious playoff appearance in the NFC South? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 as we are on YouTube right now. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on there. Twitter, go and follow me right there as I get one of my cards out, try to read that. And, of course, friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. I've already watched that Dungy interviewing Bulls. Absolutely. Let's talk about it because I wanted to play that interview. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. What did you get out of that interview with? And in fact, you know what?
You're going to try and play it off your phone?
I'm going to play it off my phone here really quick.
Let's
I think we
see.
can wait. I think we can
Wait,
do
can you
that.
get video feed off the phone?
We
Get
cannot
audio?
get video feed
Oh, you're
off
gonna
the
play
phone
the audio, the
because
whole
we
interview?
will. We'll play the. Let's play the. Let's play the 2 minutes here of talking ball with Todd Bowles and of course former head coach at Super Bowl
Hall of
winning coach.
Fame
Yes,
head coach.
Hall of Fame head coach, Mr. Tony Dungy here. So let's go ahead and get some of this right here, and let's see if we got it.
But I have to ask you, there's got to be some music that is corresponded to this win streak. What's on the playlist now?
Christmas, so it's Luther Vandross every year, every Christmas.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Luther's been the key.
Yes,
You
yeah.
know, everybody looks at you as a defensive coach, and that's been your background. You've had a chance to work for some great coaches. Who's influenced you offensively in your past?
Ooh, offensively, I would say Chan Gailey being one of them. Man,
This next one surprised me.
Chan would be one. He would be one of the main ones. Dan Henning would be one for sure.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Parcells and Arians. Arians being the main one.
Parcells and Arians. I hate Parcells, by the way. I really do. Turn the Bucs down twice to say. Let them at the altar.
Make sure you're aggressive. So over the years, seeing him in college and then coaching with him and then coaching with him.
You guys played the Chargers last week and you win the toss. And every defensive coach I know starts on defense. You decided to take the ball. What was behind that?
Well, the ball comes out to the 30-yard line now, so you're really not pinning them back and getting them in
new
the tough
kickoff rules
spot
really
right
got
there.
kickoff
And we've been great at starting ball games offensively. So if it's not broke, don't fix it right now. So we've been on a roll, getting the ball first, and we've been scoring touchdowns, and it's been working for us. So it's
I asked you about in that game. I thought it was beautiful. You had a third down in the red zone. You throw the ball to Rashad, come up a little bit short. It's 4th and 2. And you decide to kick the field goal. All these analytical guys now, they go for it. But I thought that was brilliant. What was your thought process behind that?
It's 4th and 2. I mean, if it's 4th and 1, you kind of get it, and I think we can get a yard. But 4th and 2, you kind of stretch. They know you have to throw. You know you have to throw. You just had a bad play that didn't go your way, and you need to get points on the board, and you're on the road, so we want to get points on the board.
Get the points and no.
There you go.
Can
Get
you
the points.
source that? Can you source that?
Yes, and of course that is from Sunday night NFL football from NBC.
No, it's from my Facebook page.
Well, it's also from
my
your Facebook page.
Okay, source it. Give me a little love here.
Well, yes, it's from your Facebook
Most
page, but
people
it's
turn
also
around. They're like, "You're talking to Coach Dungy."
Yeah, we
and
are.
You got bowls and
I talked to Coach Dungy before.
No, I know we talked. Well,
Twice.
yeah, you did because you didn't. Well, you did invite me that night to the book signing.
I did, and you didn't come.
Oh,
so
well, I
guess
was
what? How
busy.
about this? How about this?
This guy sucks.
How about this? There you go. That's what you get.
Thanks. No, you
for not
invited
coming
me.
out.
Go
I
ahead.
did invite you.
Okay.
All
I'm
you had to
over it.
do is come out there, and we could have interviewed him and his wife Lauren
Well,
about the books and
With all
about the
due
Bucs.
respect, when you told me that Todd Grassley lined us up with David Ortiz and Bernie Kosar
You
and
did come
Doug
out.
Flutie,
Yes.
and well, yeah. I
What
mean,
did I
come
say
on,
to you?
man.
I said, get the camera ready, and you said, why? I said,
I
because we're
worked
going
it.
to work.
Now let me go and explain this. And for those of you out here watching, you haven't heard the story. I'll make it short, which I know for me it's impossible to believe. It was COVID.
Yes,
It was COVID. It was 2020. It was a
Yes.
Super Bowl. We're like
Yes.
just what a month into
2020.
COVID.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
2021. I'm
2020.
sorry, but yeah,
Yes.
we're still very much in the
2020 season.
pandemic. We're almost still safer from distancing from home.
Yeah.
And it's like we had access to go interview David Ortiz, Bernie Kosar, Doug Flutie, Hall of Fame Chicago Bear kick returner, because that was a great interview.
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester.
Yes.
Who else came through there? It was crazy. But we had to do it right. So I told Pete, I said, Pete's a guy. You ask the questions. I'll work the mic. I'll turn away, work my long arms, very
Yes.
muscular long
Listen
arms.
to you.
I'll work it in so the players
your
can be
long
comfortable.
arm. Long arm of the law.
As long as you pull out. I gotta keep saying that. As we know, we're on top. Anyway, so that was a COVID thing, but we locked down some great interviews. And again, that was a fun time.
Yeah, we're live right now.
Yeah.
You guys like this? There
Here's a
you
card.
go.
Yeah.
There's a card. You can download that. Give me 2 cards right there. Right there. And if you go right on the back,
No, sir.
there you go. What's going on? He's a Ravens fan right there.
Ravens. Brad De Niro. Come over here, Brad.
Brad De
Come over
Niro.
here, Brad, over the
Okay.
side.
We got Robert De Niro.
All
We
right.
got Brad De Niro. Why is it Brad De Niro?
Who's
What's
Brad?
going on?
The camera's right there, brother, in the middle of the lights. Who's Brad De Niro?
Brad De Niro is me, first, last name. You know, I'm just a very popular person.
Okay.
You know, if anyone wants to come up,
You do look familiar. I've seen you.
yeah, if anyone wants to come up and get a picture of me, it's cool.
Always be closing.
friendly. We teach kids Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Wow.
Always awesome. So come up. Don't be shy.
Hey, I want to ask you. You guys got Lord Henry. Lamar's having a great year.
King Henry.
Lord Henry. I'm sorry, brother. He wants to hit me. Don't do any mixed martial arts on me. Are you guys Ravens fans? Are you guys going to get another one, a third one in my lifetime?
Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore myself. You know, absolutely. We're going to take over the playoffs, even if we have to walk in there as a wild card. We're going to dominate this year. Our boy Lamar is also going to be a 3-time MVP. 37 touchdowns so far.
Yes.
We got another 3 more by next week.
Any concern here, Brad? We're on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television live here from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill of his troubles in the postseason. Do you think he can finally get over the top? Can it be a Peyton Manning type of storyline where he gets over the top and propels the Ravens not only to beat the Chiefs, but on their way to the Super Bowl.
Well, absolutely. I feel like the refs have a lot to do with some things. I don't want to go into there.
No, you go into this.
Go
Let's
into
go
that
ahead.
because we've been talking about this all year.
It sucks
Yes.
when you throw a 60-yard pass and it gets taken away from you with a negative 15 yards. We all know KC, their whole 11 and what are they, 13-1?
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yes.
The last 72 games by one score or less.
Yeah. It's always by a mistake, and it's always a flag, which helps them win the game. We know that.
True.
It's because of Taylor Swift. We all know it. Like, what is honestly in Missouri? No one cares. It's a rudimentary area.
Brother, give us your name again and tell us how they can get a hold of you if they want their kids, right? Kids, teenagers.
I got to ask you
Kids.
really quick, though. He said Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What did you
Yes. So I used to teach back in Baltimore.
So do you think
Understood.
with you teaching that you have a chance with now Giselle, seeing as she cheated on the
no.
greatest of all time with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teacher?
Yeah, that is kind of funny, right? We just know how to work their legs better than American football players.
As long as you pull out. Hey, we're going to keep working at it. Brother, thank you so much.
Full guard. Hey, God bless America. Let's keep it safe.
Yes.
Fuck the woke movement.
Oh, okay. Wait. Take a card.
All right, he got a card. I gave him a card.
He's going to want you as a friend. Take two. Hey, brother.
If you get a hold of me, you can reach me on Instagram at C4Inc.
Go Vikings, too. You
All
guys
right,
are cheering us.
You got Vikings
Hey, y'all
won
take
today.
care now.
Won
I
a
see
close
it.
game.
Oh,
He's got the
Favre
Brett
jersey.
Favre jersey.
Yes.
That's
All
always
right.
that's a throwback.
Hey, you Vikings, you guys, Aaron Rodgers might be available next year. You guys might be able to get another ex-Green Bay Packer quarterback.
God.
What's going to happen next year?
What?
Some inside information.
Give him the mic
Oh, here
there.
it comes.
What's
Wait,
the inside? What's the inside information?
We got Rappaport here. Hold on a
What do
second.
we got?
Go blue. Go blue. That's what's happening next year. The Vikings got some good stuff going on. I'm excited for everything, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, guys.
And I think he's talking about J.J. McCarthy, who got hurt earlier on in the preseason. That's what he's talking about.
Go blue. Oh, you're a Michigan fan in Minnesota. How does that work out? Not a Golden Gopher, prefer the blue, huh?
I bleed purple, but I joined the Michigan company here, and I had to network and get everyone dialed in for him to be at the Viking.
Okay.
There you go. J.J.
All right.
McCarthy's a Viking because, brother, hey.
I actually just missed my flight. I'm going back to Minneapolis tomorrow.
Because it's so much warmer in Minneapolis than it is right here.
Peace and love, guys.
All right, man.
Take care, brother.
Appreciate you. Good stuff there. That's what you get here live at Ferg's on the Evolution on Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay,
Remember when I
Ray
used to not
Kennedy.
let you do that?
I know.
Well, no, because, again, it was COVID 2020. We're at the Deck Bar and Grill out
Yeah,
there, and we
it's a
went
little
there
short.
because
It's
we
okay.
needed social distancing for our shows, but
Yes.
you wanted me to stick the microphone in everybody's face.
Yes.
Well, it's COVID. I don't want to stick a microphone in someone's face.
Care.
I know you don't care.
I know I
I'm gonna-
should have
you know
been.
what?
Yes.
You know what's going to make this show exponentially better?
What's up? You doing the post game? By the way, right in there, call up on the phone lines if you want this man to do a post game show. I'm
So
doing a
far,
post game show.
It's 1-0.
1-0. That's it.
Well, my vote.
One
over
vote.
No.
Well, there you go.
But I'm going to tell you what make it. I need my own soundboard. I want 3 or 4 Peter Blake sound effects that I can counter back with, and I bet you everyone out there watching right now would agree. That's the one I want.
That's the one you want right there.
'Cause
All right.
everything you say is shit to me.
There you
Come
go.
on.
All right. So I already watched that Dungy interview with Bulls. Thank you, Flash Gordon, for tuning in. Ferg seems like a hut for Eagles fans. It is. Jaden Daniels still the rookie of the year. It says Dave England up today, even though Bucky should be in contention. Also, Bucky Irving, once again, going back to those numbers last week, we can't talk any more about this kid than we've already talked about. The explosive plays, 24-yarder, which, capped off that big play for 57 yards from Mike Evans. 54-yarder, one of the longest runs of the year, 15 carries for 117 yards. Bucky Irving's been so impressive, and I'm not surprised by it. Talk about Irving a little bit.
No, I'm not surprised at all. And, and the season doesn't finish until the very last. The vote's not made till after the last regular season game.
Yeah.
We've Bucs fans in the years past were like, we wish they would include playoffs because we thought we had playoffs that could have. But, yeah, Bucky Irving has done everything in a field full of fantastic rookies in 2024. Bucky is not very, very far. I remember they had to play it politically correct. Rashad was your starting quarter running back. You brought in Bucky. It was going to be, and that's the reason the other 51 in the room respect the process that they have here. They didn't just hand it to Bucky, but Bucky now showing maybe, he deserved it, because if he'd have been there since I'm just cutting in and out.
Well, yeah, it's just the wire there. I don't know what it is. It just, you got to watch out. You're good. I can hear you, but you're exactly right. And White is still a big part of this offense, especially when it comes to the passing game. And he very well may be, the guy that runs. And they got a good problem to have. And I know a lot of Bucs fans just want to say, Bucky. Love Bucky Irving. Think he's definitely the number one running back on this team. But it's always good to have somebody else that can come in and, give you some rest. And that's exactly what White's been able to do. And on top of it, be able to catch the ball out of the backfield.
What's the craziest thing for me?
What's up?
Everything. Tom Brady came
really
here in 2020.
Yeah.
Locked it down with the team that Jason Light had put together. We've had offensive success, but never before in Buccaneers fan history have we ever had a year, the last 2 years, with Baker Mayfield, 76 touchdowns, over 3,000 yards. He's literally in the tops of the league with a Lamar Jackson.
I see you. Go ahead and show it. There it is.
Come
Buffalo
on,
Bills.
fan.
Come on. Come on in here.
Come on. You come on in here.
Come on in here. Let's talk about
Good
this.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys tonight? We're down here at Ferg's.
Love it. He's
watching
a professional.
Some football and eating some wings. We got flatbreads and cold beer.
All right.
Wait. Tell me about the flatbread, because I went down the backside by the kitchen. I smelled something that smelled like heaven. I asked the first employee, I came to, young kid, Colin. I said, "What's that smell?" He said, "It's the flatbread. It's all he eats." Tell me about that flatbread here at the world famous
You
Ferg.
have to ask for a little bit of the extra pepperoni on it. The cheese, to everything, the consistency with everything is absolutely fantastic. Believe it or not, being a bar food kind of aesthetic, the flatbreads do not disappoint. And that comes from a pizza snob connoisseur myself.
Speaking of not disappointing, Josh Allen this year for the Buffalo Bills, you lose Stephon Diggs. I felt like this offense would be a lot better, a lot more complete. Talk about Allen. Do you think he's the MVP of the league?
Oh, he is absolutely 150%. We had a lot of skepticism going into this season because of the lineup that we had potentially thought to have lost, and the new and up-and-comings, and it has been nothing but a thriving program. And we're happy down here. Ferg's in St. Petersburg, Florida, always from upstate Syracuse, Buffalo, Rochester, Albany, New York, and we're not done. We're coming for you, Mahomes.
So you beat the
Nobody
Kansas City
circles the
Chiefs,
wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
but you did beat the
Can't have
Kansas.
it one way. You got to bring in all the wagons.
So even if the Kansas City Chiefs have the number one seed overall, you believe
They don't know how to spell seed.
Well, listen, you're confident that you can beat Pat Mahomes and that defense, because that defense is better. Their offense, not so much, but that defense is pretty good. So you think Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen can get over the top there in that postseason and get the Super Bowl?
We've had a lot of questionable last couple of games. It's been a really tight end of season. Going in, moving forward. Otherwise, there's not 1 ounce of misunderstanding to think that we can't go back into the first couple of weeks, protrude ourselves into the best place on the bracket, and come out in a big W.
Sir, you've been on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. What's your name again? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Everyone
to the
calls
webheads.
me Ocean. My name is Matthew. Everyone calls me Matty Ocean. MATTIEOCEAN on Instagram.
Love it. There you go. There's your card
There
right
we
there.
are,
You'll
brother.
be able to see yourself
Matty Ocean.
right there.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
Like one of the dinosaurs punching in on the Flintstones. Remember that? Yeah.
Make sure that I get my next bite next week too, right?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, brother. Matty Ocean.
All right,
Thank
Matty
you, brother.
Ocean right there. Big time Buffalo Bills
Wait,
fan.
are you coming back in here? Tag me out. Okay.
No, you're good? We're about.
No, tag me out for. I don't want to make.
2 minutes.
Oh, please! I'm going to use the restroom.
All right. We got Harry the Greek here. Let me get his intro on. Here we go. As the show rolls on here, nearly 3 hours live from Ferg's as the temperature's kind of lower. I wish I wouldn't have wore shorts. You told me it was going to be a little bit colder. I wore basketball shorts today. Yes, I did.
He's got the 1980s style basketball shorts on.
I love my basketball shorts.
The 1980s. You know what the 80s basketball shorts?
No, they were not. They were not. They're not Larry Bird.
They're called nut huggers.
No, they're not.
Oh, yes, they are.
You're
You see
lying.
them wearing the cute ones that are tight.
You're such an ass.
Show us.
I'm not standing up right now.
Show us. Show us.
All right.
You got to walk back that way, Pete. You're going to do the catwalk. He's going to walk like he's on the catwalk. On the catwalk. Here he comes. Right on the catwalk. There it is.
All right, enough of this.
It's nonsense.
It is nonsense.
It's okay, Pete.
Yes.
You got me for a couple of minutes. I just want to talk a little bit about this game and what needs to be done for a Buccaneer victory today.
Talk about that. Give me some keys
No,
to this
what are
game.
your thoughts?
I mean, for me, I think it goes back to what? I think it goes back to the running game, and I think, certainly the Cowboys have played better the last couple of games, but again, that's the Giants and the Panthers. This is a potent running attack. This is a physical running attack. Clearly, their identity is to run the ball. I get it. I love Baker Mayfield, love Mike Evans, and I think they're going to get theirs, but in order for you to win this game tonight, you're going to have to run the ball more than 20 times, and I think they can do that with Irving and White. What do you say?
I think there needs to be a 60-40.
Okay.
It needs to be one of those ugly games tonight. It needs to be 60-40. Run the ball 60% of the time, and I think that will spell a victory.
Baker Mayfield last week, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Again, they've had problems in the second quarter, but Baker was splendid last week. You saw him when he gets the time. He's able just to scan the field, put the ball where nobody else can catch it. Mike Evans in this game coming in, 251 yards. Does he get over 100 tonight? Does he get 150? Because he has to average in the next 3 games 84 yards a game. Does Mike Evans get the majority of that tonight versus the Dallas Cowboys in his home state of Texas?
If they're going to run 60% of the time, it's going to be a little difficult to get to 150 yards.
Okay.
Do I think he's capable of getting a 150 or even eclipsing the century mark? Yes, I think it's capable, especially with the 2 DBs that are missing for Dallas. However, with that being said, Dallas is not going to be blitzing a lot. They're going to play a lot of zone.
Yeah.
So is Baker going to get frustrated? I'd love that question for Tampa Bay. Ray, will Baker get frustrated because he's not getting that man coverage that he was always expecting, or like he has been seeing the past 4 or 5 weeks? That's the question, ladies and gentlemen. If he gets the man coverage, of course he's going to get it. But I'll tell you what the key is.
Okay.
If they run the football and you now are bringing the safeties up closer to the line of scrimmage, there's going to be isolations where there's only single coverage on them. And if Baker does see it, of course they're going to go ahead and get burned.
I think the guy that's been overshadowed, we kind of touched upon the last couple of weeks, is Jalen McMillan. Again, another touchdown wide open with, a natural pick route, if you will, with Cade Otton, who's not going to play in this game. But that kid has definitely stepped up. Talk about McMillan and how important he is to this offense, because I feel like he's starting to get into that role now of what Chris Godwin was to the offense, and maybe that's saying a lot. But if you get that from him, then that takes the pressure off of Mike Evans. And then on top of it, if you start to try to double on Mike Evans, it opens him up. If you double on him, then it opens Mike Evans up.
I don't think they're ever going to be doubling anybody else other than Mike Evans.
Right.
Okay. I mean, nobody on this offense, pardon me for saying this, is going to scare anybody. So, of course, they're going to try to double Mike Evans all the time. It's not like you got Chris Godwin sitting on the other side.
Right.
Or running up in the slot. Now you have to pick your poison. Cade Otton, really good tight end.
He's doing this stupid stuff.
I do see it. Anyway, I'm going back to the missus. I'm going inside. You guys need to cut it off here in just a few minutes. Let's go inside here, get this thing tore down so you can go ahead and let's get started to watch this Bucs game.
We're going to get some wings, but I think we're going to do a halftime show.
Going to get some wangs?
Wangs, as the great Sean, the sports Don, would say. Love you, brother, up there. Rest in peace. We're going to try to do a post-game show, and we got some votes here for Ray to do it.
Listen, there is no post-game show for the Greek.
No post game for the Greek, but I'm
vote no, Harry. Just vote no.
I vote no.
Oh my gosh! All right, he votes no here,
but I do want to I want to wish everybody a very, very, you know what? My president said I can say it. Merry Christmas. That's what I want to tell everybody.
Yes.
And I had to go there. Okay.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Now my buddy Ray will tell you. Happy holidays. But anyway, we'll catch you guys later. We love you guys.
Love stuff there. Good stuff from Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Stirring it like
was
always.
That woke guy? Was that a friend of Harry's, the woke guy?
He stirs it up all the time. He stirs the poo-poo soup, and that's
he does
exactly
stir that
what he
soup.
did.
I am the chef of the poo-poo soup.
I love this. All of us together here. This is a Christmas wish. We're all blessed to be doing this.
This is what we call the Tres Amigos.
Yes.
These are the three amigos.
And Harry, I hope that's a U-log in your pocket because we're getting a little too close.
I'm very happy to see you, Ray.
Oh, man. You know, you and...
Shut up!
All right. Great stuff there. Harry the Greek. Get warm. We'll be in there to eat some wings.
Beautiful weather.
Oh,
It's
you
nice,
love
right?
that.
He's
You're
wearing
from
shorts.
Chicago.
He wears
I'm wearing shorts. I'm trying to be the guy here to wear shorts, and everybody's making fun of me. By the way, these are not Larry Bird shorts. They are not.
Oh, those legs are not Larry Bird. I think it's clothing optional at this point. Whoa, that's not a U-log, but that's definitely a stocking stuffer.
You guys have been on for 3 hours. These
Let's
guys
go.
want to get to watch the game.
Let's go. Let's land this thing.
We got 8
Yes,
minutes
thank you,
to go.
brother.
We will wrap this up. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. We'll read the rest of these comments,
this,
and then we will wrap it up for the night until the halftime show, and then we'll decide on the post. I think we're gonna do.
I will give you that.
Okay.
I'll do halftime. We'll see how we're feeling for the post.
Okay, let's see how we're feeling for the post. Because Levante can't play the pass anymore, so Bowles is pass
A
rushing him
$50
more.
super chat would buy me enough beer to stay for a post game.
Oh, there you go. So $50
We can't
super
get a
chat
call
by
to vote.
somebody. We need calls here to vote. Guys, vote.
1-1 right now.
727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Levante would have superstar status if he was winning on a team his first 8 years. He only now gets his props because he deserved that 8 years ago. Mark says, get the blue cheese ready. The drunk dude right there. Very funny.
Oh, yeah.
Ed says, pen the number. The number is there. Dave, shock and all. Bucky and White will dominate tonight. Love
Yes.
it. Mark again. LFG Bucks, Mayfield 300, Evans and Bucky both with 100. I like it. Eric says Bucks better win today.
Yeah.
Must win today for the Bucks. Megan says, hey, Peter. Hey, Ray. Lots of Tampa Bay fans in Dallas. Let's go out to Noah 2023 there on YouTube. Love that. It's never good for the Bucks when the national media is singing their praises. They need to not succumb to the hype. Just take care of business. Win, run the ball.
That's
Agree?
the comment of the night right now.
Yes, that is the comment. I like that comment. Christopher Cole says should have kept Geno because he already has 2 touchdowns. Uh-oh, somebody messed up on that. Bucks 30-17 over the Dallas
Another
Cowboys.
17.
Yes,
I'll take
Mark says 35-13. Bucks, Baker Mayfield, player of the game like that. Let's go out to Game On. We are not losing just because we have won 4 in a row. Good stuff there, Game On. As fans are coming by, I don't know who that was, but they walk by. Thanks a lot for coming on. The Evolution, they stink from the Eagles fans. They must be unbearable. Noah. 2023, Washington won't make the same mistakes as the New York Giants. Game on. 37-20, Bucks over the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go out to Dave here. We can't sleep on Carolina next week either. They are playing hard right now. Absolutely.
Brother, suddenly that becomes one of the best games of the week for me.
Yes.
And because I'm talking about there are quite a few divisions that are already done. Seeding's almost completed on the AFC side. So you're wondering what teams, where can they help themselves? Can the Vikings winning or losing really depend on getting the 2nd or the 4th seed or 3rd seed? I'm sorry.
Yes.
The Bucs are at 3. But my point being is that, you're wondering about that. Now you're looking at a Dave Canales and the history and the fact that they played as good the first time. One of the better teams to look forward to in Week 18.
Agree. Let's go out to Noah 2023. If Tampa Bay gets to the Super Bowl, I will have the biggest revenge party here in Northeast Ohio. I will antagonize all the Cleveland Clown fans that drank Haslam Kool-Aid about Watson. That is another great comment by Noah.
Give me a timestamp. You see anything? No. I want to see because I want to come back to this because when that happens, I want to go to him for content, and he's going to be able to do a lot of stuff for us to run with that because at the end of the day, isn't that going to end up being one of Cleveland, rather than the original Browns getting away from Cleveland with Art Modell taking the team and the original dog pound, letting Baker Mayfield go as you're still continuing to search for the next quarterback now.
All right, let's go out to Cannon Fire Podcast. Fellas, what's going on, boss? How you doing? Doing great podcast there and working for the BRN, the Bubba Radio Network right there. Jeremiah, everyone, Shadow is here. Absolutely. Appreciate you.
Flawless victory.
Rhett Matthew, of course.
Wasn't it great seeing him the other day or talking to him the other day?
Yes,
That was fantastic.
Never too late to join the crew. Absolutely. Ola from Costa Rica. Hola to you, Greg.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. No excuses. Got to win tonight. 30-16. Greg says Bucs over the Cowboys. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go out to Damon. Bucs should win this game. Cowboys are hurting on defense, offensive line. Even though Otten isn't going, I don't think that will matter much. So Otten not in this game. Of course, we talked about that super chat right there.
Wait, you got a super chat?
I did $50. Yeah,
that was from
$50
Roger earlier.
Roger
okay,
show,
I
yes.
thought somebody voted for the post game show. I'm like, no.
Yeah, somebody give another $50 super chat.
Hey,
To
I'll
say
go.
you wanna
I'll go clothless.
Nobody
on
wants
a
to
post.
see. Nobody wants. No,
I don't have
nobody-
enough beer to
nobody
go.
wants-
No one wants to see that.
Sucks.
Hey, how you doing? What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Evolution. We're here live at Ferg's Sports Bar and Grill. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Best of the Bay's Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. Fire those cannons as we shall. Big game, James. Thanks a lot for joining us there. It was Jay Styles. Yeah, open the phone lines, Peter. I did. Thank you for calling before. Eric, the running scheme of Liam is a big difference, including also the additions of Barton. All three running backs are doing way better this year. Agree?
Great calls. The timing of the calls are perfect, but let's also be honest. You don't spend a first-round pick on Graham Barton in this offensive line. You're veterans of your team and not put a lot of success on the fact that Liam's calling great calls, but it's also on the backs of this offensive line.
The two bookend tackles there with Tristan Wirfs, Luke Gedeke definitely solidified that offensive line. And then the guts of it. Of course, Barton leading the way there.
Yes.
Graham Barton and then Bretterson on the left side done a good job. Cody Mock.
And let me get this
Second
right.
year.
You have a veteran offensive line. You moved the best right tackle in the league over to left tackle. You bring in a rookie from Duke who happens to be smart and lovable,
Yep.
and that's the guy calling the plays. The other four are going to want to play for him to show how good of a play caller he is. It's like you brought in. It's incredible the things that Jason Light does as the general manager of the Buccaneers.
And he's getting guys right now that are rookies to be absolutely productive. Not only Barton, Jalen McMillan, Tyke Smith. The list goes on and on.
Well,
I
you
know
have
I'm missing
certain-
somebody.
No, but I'm saying you have certain
Bucky
positions.
Irving, of
Bucky
course,
Irving.
yep.
You have certain positions on this team where there's such a wide receivers. You have such a, and even to some extent your linebackers,
Yeah.
but definitely your defensive line. You have divisions or positions on this team that have such good, strong team structures. And again, team first, not me first type of players. It carries over to your rookies, and that's really what you want to do as a good organization to build forward.
Yep. Cowboys are going to get wrecked, says Mark. I like it,
Wow.
Mark.
Ooh,
Good
yeah.
stuff. One of the new web heads here. Like that. He's been tuning in a lot. We're going to smack the Cowboys today,
Smack 'em.
says Eric. Smack them around right there.
Smack 'em.
Mark says D hasn't showed up all year, unfortunately, but lately they have. Better late than never. I'm a little struck that the Cowboys shave Zimmer. A D coordinator, he appears to have gotten his plays to be in the right position.
Yeah.
Good comment there, Zimmer. Good
yeah.
coach. Kancey's
coach.
built like a brick. I'll say
House.
that name. But I can't believe the Cowboys is that dangerous to the Bucs. Bucs D stuffed Herbert last week.
Yeah, and I mean, CeeDee Lamb's a great cover, but the Buccaneers defense have shown one thing: they can take away your best defensive player. Your Amon St. Brown's still going to get a little off. You're still going to have Deebo Samuel do something or whatever. At the end of the day, they know how to take that one specific player away, and the rest of the team has to make sure the other receivers and running backs and tight ends don't have any more success.
All right, let's go out to Big Game James Sports Buzz. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Big Game James. BGSE Network.
Yes.
Flash Gordon Cowboys overlooks one guy here, one guy there. They have one real threat at wide receiver and one good running back. Bucs can handle that. Agree with you on that. Tim says, I predict Tyke Smith will get 2 interceptions tonight.
Wow.
Another rookie that has made an impact, especially in that back end.
Yeah, again, and that's what every year we say, oh, well, the secondary is going to continue getting better moving into the next year. Front end makes up for a weak back end. But at the end of the day, you got a rookie like Tyke Smith. Now you're like, maybe that back end is going to catch up with the front end, and then Super Bowls are going to be imminently in our future.
Love it. Good stuff. Imminently. Is that a Leo word?
That's a Leo word.
That is a
If it's
Leo
even
word
right. I'm
right
not sure
there.
I used it right.
Question: if the Bucs beat the Cowboys tonight by a large score, does Dallas blow their team up and start over?
It's the owner. Let's be honest.
It's
I mean,
always
we
gonna be
talked
the
about
owner.
this,
Always.
and McCarthy might just be. McCarthy seems to be the one coach in the league that the media is not going to really pick on.
Yeah.
They'll pick on somebody else. They'll pick on so-and-so. They'll get so-and-so fired here. But at the end of the day, McCarthy, he's got enough cred going back with it, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, that they're like, let them see what happens there. And that may be exactly what you need there, Jerry Jones.
All right. Mark says, leave Liam Cohen alone. Leave Liam alone. It's not leave Brittany alone. It's leave Liam alone. Good stuff there, Mark.
yeah.
Let's go on to Eric. Don't want to lose Liam. Raina says, ho, ho, Peter H. Blake, go Bucs, go Bucs. Go Bucs.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucs. All right, let's go out to Game On. I don't see the Cowboys stopping our run game. Absolutely. We love you, man. Absolutely.
There he goes.
Ebony 1, Gambler 1, go Cowboys. So that is a Cowboy fan. We appreciate the comment.
Ooh, yeah.
Even though we don't necessarily agree. Roger Shu, I never said I'm not abandoning the Bears. I'm rooting for both.
I threw him under the bus a little. I didn't
That's
mean
okay.
to.
It's all right.
I didn't want to make
can't
him
wait
lose the
till
Chicago
those chicken
card.
wings and those boneless and those cheese fries. It's
Ooh.
going to be so good.
I just got to
It's
shiver
going
when
to
you
warm
said
me
that.
up.
It's going to make me so tired that I'm going to have to go home. And I'm glad no one else has called in or super chatted to vote yes for a
I'm
post-game
telling you, the
show.
yeses are coming
I'm just
right
saying,
now.
I had no
Cowboys
yeses.
and Cardinals both eliminated today from the playoffs by the Rams winning.
Playoffs?
Cardinals loss.
Look at that.
Eric.
Look at that. We got
Yes.
the Bucs that go AT&T. They're there. So
They're
we want to go
there.
and cut this thing off so we
We're
can go watch some
almost.
of this. All
Let's
right,
read
do
the
this.
rest of these comments.
Let's
Hurt
go.
Liam could be front runner, best coaching gig. Eric did not know Cowboys were eliminated. They are. Coach 88 Peter, my roly. This is going to be a high scoring game. 27-24. Expect a lot of touchdowns. Mayfield pulls the win. Thank you very much, Coach, for tuning in. Get your roll on. There's old school for you kids out there, hip hop fans. Win. What a crew. Absolutely. What a crew it was. Eric Godwin comes back for the playoffs. Amazing. We'll see. Florio. I think Christopher Cole was talking about. No, that was Rich Eisen. I think it was Florio, but maybe Florio was. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you. LFG, Peter, thank you. Let's go out to Ralph. Peter, pay your tab. Jason, I'm going to the Panthers game, going to tailgate. All can't wait. Come out to What the Buck
What the
tailgate.
Buck.
Yours truly, along with Best of the Bay, will be,
I will be
out
there.
there
Yes.
stirring some stuff up like we always do.
And don't forget, we're going to have the reverse camera, 2 cameras set up. So if you're not in the direct view of the main shot with us, we're going to flip it around to show what Himes and Tampa Bay looks like from west looking or east looking west.
Let's do
We're
that.
taking it to new levels here.
Yes, absolutely.
We got to do it all on my iPhone because Pete can't get any.
Yeah, I can't.
Can't get the internet.
I definitely need some new Wi-Fi. But thank you
figure
very
it
much.
out.
Yes, let's
What
go.
was that? Harry gave me that big thing, the 100-foot Accord. What were you going to do? Go down the street and find a house that would let you
Yes,
plug in?
I need to do that because there's no hot spot with Spectrum at that area. In fact,
At
it's
all.
a dead spot.
A dead for Spectrum it is.
Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. No drunk guys tonight, Peter. I hope you handled that really well. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's say Super Bowl or bust. I like that, Jason. Let's go out to Eric here. Super Bowl bust. Here we go. Eric, Jason Dahl agree with the statement. Jason, again, we can beat anyone when firing an all engines, offensive line, special teams, running game. Last but not least, shut down defense.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's go out to Jason again. Bucky, the Buck Irving gets 100 plus, 2 touchdowns. What do you think, Peter? I definitely think that's certainly possible with, once again, that susceptible defense by the Dallas Cowboys. 35-6. Love that. Wow. Let's go out to Eric here. We need double team Parsons, Bucks. Jason says yes. Ralph, I think there's yes right there. That's another yes.
Oh, wait, no.
Yes, there's a yes.
Yes.
I'm not gonna,
Yes.
There's 2 yeses right there. Ralph says Ray will be bussing tables.
for the post game. I'm going to have
There
to.
you go. Hell yes. Harry, Mr. Greek himself. Damn, the wings are good in here. We need to get in there. Hell yes. Jason. Oh, there's another one.
A yes?
Yes. Yes.
That's 3 right there. Jason says, get it, but I understand I need to get up at 4.
Jason.
Dave says, yes, post-game show.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, I'm in.
Yes.
I'm in. Unless I get a bunch of no's.
Cam Decker, where are the strippers and hookers?
Oh. Wait, they were going to be here, but they all pulled out.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. That's very good.
That's going to be on your epitaph.
That's got to be.
That's
That's got to be like a soundbite right there. More sports web, the better. Fire those cannons as we shall. Right there. Let's go out to Cam. No, we cannot. Don't care.
Cam's a good guy.
Saints
though.
are officially eliminated. 2
Yes.
trap games of the season. Hope not.
Both of them, though. If you look at these 2 last games, at the beginning of the season, you're like, oh, the Falcons are the one that everybody had already handed
I'm
it
not
to.
reading that. I'm excited about both.
Okay.
That's a toss-up for him. I figured, Harry, stop it. Peter, is Dick Cheney going to start on the Bucs offensive line tonight? No.
shit!
No, but Harry
No.
would. Harry
How
would-
about no?
No.
Oh my God! Who
No, but-
the hell cares?
Harry would have said that Liz Cheney's starting at right tackle on the Bucs line.
Well,
tonight.
there you go. Do you still read comments on live? Yes, we are reading them
Yes.
right now. Bucs
Sorry.
4th seed now, so the Bucs are 4th seed.
You got to watch the whole
Rams
show.
are the 3rd seed now, so I've been corrected. Rams are the 3rd seed now.
Again, as long as the
Wow.
other teams have a reason to play at the end of the season, I have no doubt the Buccaneers take care of their business. I just like to see some wacky stuff happen every place else.
Wacky.
And then let's see, because the Buccaneers win the South, and you got a home game. There's a way if the Commanders rock on like they did today. The Commanders were there in the NFC Championship game with the Bucs. That game would be at Raymond James
And
Stadium.
Bucs are wearing red right now. Tony Dungy interviewing Micah Parsons there. Nobody wants to see the Bucs or the Rams. Eric says Commanders 7 seed now. Christopher Cole, 49ers on the verge of being eliminated. Jason says Irving is player of the game. Jason again, 150 yards, 6 catches for 72 touchdowns. Great stuff there, Jason. Parcells knew Culverhouse was not committed to winning just to make the money. Still left the Bucs at the altar, not only with Culverhouse, but also with the Glazers. Unforgivable, in my opinion. Just saying, I went through it as a kid. 150 yards of rushing. Sorry, you know I'm right. I hope we aren't over our heads from last week. We can still easily not make the playoffs. Playoffs! He's fired, says Bill Haydo right there. I think that's me saying when I was wearing the shorts. He always used to say when I was younger, I worked for him as a boss, telemarketing. You're fired, and that would Spider, you're fired. And then I would, go and, pump out 20 or 25 and be the top rep. That's how he
and then
motivated me.
okay, you can come in your
coming in your
your
shorts.
Pete Sampras shorts.
I'm not coming in with shorts anymore. This will be the last time I wear shorts
What'd you call
out too.
these? What someone said they were the shorts? They said they were what shorts? Taylor Swift shorts?
No, Larry Bird shorts.
Larry Bird
Yeah,
shorts.
that's what you get for that.
This guy sucks.
Ray with the soundboard. Hell no, says Dave. How is
Right?
Baker not mentioned for the MVP? How is he not
Right.
mentioned for the MVP? 32
Again,
touchdowns.
Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, and who's the third? I can't even remember now. It's crazy, but he's right up there among the top 4 quarterbacks in quarterback statistics the last. And then the Buccaneers have an offense that's in the top 5 in 5 categories, and I get it. They tripped up against the Broncos. They had a letdown here. They almost beat the Chiefs. They almost beat the Niners. They almost beat the Ravens. 3 of the Bucs losses are against the Ravens and Niners and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
How can you hold that against a quarterback like Baker? I still think he's a dark horse for the 2024 MVP. But we got to start. That would mean they have to open up that offense tonight and get Mike fed big time.
Big time, and I think they're definitely going to look at that because you have to look at that. 251 yards to 1,084 the next 3 games. Definitely,
Yeah, I take
it's
it.
certainly possible. It's crazy, Jack Bauer. Hey, guys from Tasmania. I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan and Bucs fan. Welcome.
There you go.
The Jack Bauer B outrunning game has to be obligated to Dallas to play one high safety like that. Are you
Yeah.
guys going to show the game? No, we are not. We're not going to
Sorry.
stream the game. It will be
We
on
can't.
NBC, but hopefully you tune in to the halftime show and post-game edition because I think we're definitely going to have that. Merry Christmas, Harry. Great show, guys. Thank you. Jack Bauer says, I'm a Bucs fan from Tasmania. Always cool.
Nice.
We're not showing the game again. Yes,
Sorry.
I am a Bucs fan. Yes. Jack, Kansas City Chiefs fan. All right, great. I don't know if that's
Hey, Jack.
a real person.
Jack, you got a
Jack
super
Bauer
chat now.
from
This
24.
Jack Bauer, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, that wasn't.
Dave Anglin comment of the day right there. Bucks 20-12 says the Greek right
so
there.
cool.
Roger Shue is in a Santa mood. Thank you. Absolutely. You know I'm right. Merry Christmas, guys. Go Bucks. Go Bucks.
Yeah.
Go Bucks. Go Bucks.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucks. There you go, Mr. Pittsburgh. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Here we go. Absolutely, Dave. Starlight
Here we
Peter
go.
will solve all your Wi-Fi problems.
Wait, what did he say?
No post-game show tonight, says Harry, but I think we're being
I don't
outruled
know.
here.
I'm still gonna. I'm saying halftime.
Harry
for
Berg,
sure.
your vote does not count, says
Ouch.
Eric. Ouch. Laugh out loud. No.
That
no.
was cancel
no.
culture right there.
Post-game. No.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's
all
one.
Harry?
That's one.
I'm gonna count
You
them.
can't cheat the election
I'm
here.
gonna
We're in
count 'em.
Florida. It's a
Wait,
recount.
why can't I keep the election? You guys
No,
have
you
already
can't.
accused me of being a
Look
liberal.
at this. Eric, yes. Let's go. Eric says yes. Oh, boy, that just sounds
I
so
said
dirty.
liberal and it
Tonight,
didn't even drop.
unfortunately, Eric, I win. Eric, Harry Berg, laugh out loud. You know I'm
This is all
right. Skip my
going on.
comment. I did not. I hope we aren't over our heads from last week. We can still easily not make the playoffs. Dave, you go watch the game. See you after Peter and Ray. That is a vote of yes.
All right, we're back on again.
All right, post-game show.
Let's
I'll
do
be
it.
freezing my ass off in my basketball shorts, but I do that because I love Bucs Nation and I love you guys. Score prediction, player of the game, Bucs versus the Cowboys.
If they had a pair of Dallas Cowboys Zumbas on, would you put them on and stay warm right now?
No, I would not. Here comes Harry.
I'm going to say
Harry's like, no. He's doing the Kembe Mutombo.
Thank you, Harry.
We got to stay. We voted.
Tell them how it works in Seminole. We got stuff we got to do. Garbage you got to get out.
If the Bucs lose, you can do a post-game show. The end.
No, if the Bucs win, we're doing a post game. I'll make you a deal.
We'll do a post game.
I'll make you a deal. If the Bucs win, here's the deal.
But then it makes me sad.
If the Bucs win, we got to do a post game show.
No, if they lose.
No, I'm on the fence for either one. I'm going to say 35-17. I'm sticking with the 17 points for Dallas. We're going to beat them by 2 touchdowns.
All right, Harry says 20 to 12. Why is it 20 to 12 for
4
you,
field
Harry?
goals and then 2 8-pointers.
Okay, 20 to 12. I say 31-17 Tampa Bay. Player of the game, Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
I mean, it's got to be Baker Mayfield.
Logan Hall.
Baker is baking
Logan Hall.
there. Good stuff. As always, we'll be back for the halftime show. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. For professional handicapper extraordinaire, Mr. Harry the Greek himself. For Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. I'm your host, Peter Blake. 3 things. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake. Your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay Sports Fan, it's your time. We'll see you at halftime on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As always, go Bucs.
End it already. Come on.
And enjoy the game.